Hello. It is me. Hello, everybody. And let's turn it back a little bit on the music. There he is indeed. How is everybody? Leanne, Aslin, Melissa, Awkward LK. This old Key, what's up? How you guys doing? I thought today we would have a bit of a chill stream. Take it easy. I feel like I wanted to take, we might do a bunch of activities, but I wanted to take a little bit of a break from the wheel, because I feel like we've done the wheel a lot. And we've worked on the Shed Gang song, which I would have been happy to continue with today, but I've had a lot of problems with my MacBook lately. And for whatever reason, my video projects right now are so painfully slow to work in that honestly it would not make for a good stream. I think I need to reinstall my entire computer, and it's kind of a big undertaking and reinstall all the plugins and everything, and I haven't felt like I had a good opportunity to do that because I have a lot of other projects going on. So, and it's just not very fun to work with a video project when it's like that, and it's also not very fun to stream when it's like that. So I need to reinstall my entire computer from scratch, make sure there's no stupid spyware slowing stuff down or whatever it is going on before we continue working on that. And so today I thought we would just do a bit of a chill hangout. And yeah, reinstalling OS and everything is such a pain. The worst part is that, like, obviously you can just do a backup of all your stuff, but then if you reinstall it using the backup, you're also reinstalling all the shit that was there that made it not work. So, like, it's so annoying. Like, I wish there was, like, maybe there is, maybe I'm not smart enough, but, like, what I would like to do is basically, like, do a backup of just my files, but not reinstall any programs from the backup or something like that. And I know I can just manually take all my files, put it in a folder, and then do it. But it's like, which is probably what I'm gonna have to do. But yeah, it's kind of shit. But yeah, you have to, like, just start over from scratch, really. And it's needed. It's been a long, probably, I don't know if I've ever freshly reinstalled this computer since I bought it, my MacBook that I have now. So I think it's overdue. I think it's needed because it's so slow. And I don't mind it as much when I'm just working by myself, because I mean, it's still frustrating, but it's like when I'm trying to stream and trying to, like, be entertaining and trying to make sure things are happening, and you, like, click, wait for the spinning ball, click, wait for the spinning ball. It's just frustrating. I was struggling last stream when we were working on the video. I think I said that as well. But yeah, I need to do a clean reinstall on the computer before we continue working on that on stream, because it's just not a good time. It's not a good time. Oh, hello. Wifey shows up. She hates when I call her wifey, by the way. Which I don't in a serious manner. But hello. Oh yeah, Nebuchadnezzar is here as well. Anton is here. You don't hate it. Oh, I thought you did. Yeah, well, hate it, but you think it's... We're not... Everyone's different. Me and Bianca are not big on saying, like, you know, pet names. Like, I do it more than Bianca does, but, like, some people are like, you know, babe. We don't say babe or baby ever. And that's our preference. Some people do that and they like it, and that's fine. We don't like doing that. I say darling sometimes. But everyone's different there. I think it's kind of cute when my husband calls me wifey. Yeah, I don't mind wifey. But I do enjoy calling Bianca my wife. That's been kind of exciting after we got married. It's like, or when you even like something boring where you're like talking to the tax people or whatever, and it's like, oh yeah, oh yeah, and my wife this, or calling the vets, it's like, oh yeah, I think my wife spoke to you, and every time it's like, how about sugar or honey? I would be more likely to say honey than sugar, but I don't think I've ever said honey in a serious way. But that's just us. Like, everyone's different. Some people have a lot of that, and some people don't. I call your names, just not to your face. Like what? Hey, Kelly, what's up? Getting ready for the blizzard to hit here. Oh, you still have like snowy, stormy stuff going on over there? Also, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I've tweaked the green screen setting slightly before. I can't get it perfect because I need a lot more lights, but before, last time I was using the green screen, like the side of my head was kind of like semi-transparent. Now instead we have a little bit of noise here because there's a bit of grain that hasn't been keyed out. But I'd rather have a bit of grain than like the edges of my face transparent. So I think it looks a lot better right now. But yeah, if I set up like some additional lights and stuff, I can get like a cleaner key out. But it definitely looks better than last time. Up to 12 feet in higher elevations. Damn, 12 feet. Holy shit. I don't think I've ever experienced snow like that. 12 feet. Wait. Yeah, because I'm 6'3", so like what? Twice my height. Twice my height in snow. That's insane. Yeah, I actually have hair now. It's very exciting. Saw this Sierras had a recorded wind speed of 140 miles per hour in a blizzard. Holy shit. Oh my god. That is insane. Wow. I think the deepest snow that I mean, I'm sure there's been deeper snow in like on the hills or in a valley where it's collected or whatever in Sweden at some point. But like the deepest snow that I can remember kind of interacting with in my lifetime is probably if I was standing up, probably maybe to here, so maybe a bit over half my height, so like 3'6" or something. What about you, Anton? What can you remember since you're a Sweden boy? The Avatar: The Last Airbender marketing campaign has gone too far. Oh, I was so excited for the prospect of the new live action adaptation, because in all the pre-interview things they were talking about how they wanted to do like a faithful adaptation of the original series, and how they had learned from, you know, M. Night Shyamalan's like live action trash bag, like from 2010 or whenever that was. And it seemed like they were really like putting their effort into making like a good live action version, but as soon as it was released, the reviews are just not good, and people that are like the original show is just like, it's just super rushed and they've changed like stuff. I haven't watched it yet because I got kind of put off by that. You can't always trust reviews, but I don't know. What do you guys? Have anyone watched it? What do you think compared to the original? I was excited about it. Now I'm not excited about it anymore. I don't really feel like watching it now. But also, I just got your joke. The Avatar: The Last Airbender marketing campaign has gone too far. You meant because of the weather. I just realized. I'm honestly just so done with the live action adaptations. Yeah, no. The One Piece live action adaptation was okay. It was, considering how impossibly ridiculous One Piece is, and to try and make that work in live action, I think they did really well. And they didn't try and do it scene by scene and stuff, which would not be realistic anyway, since the anime is like 1,000 episodes, so they couldn't possibly. But And there was still some big lacking things, but it was still probably the best live action adaptation I've seen of a manga or anime. I watched all live action against my will. Yeah, it sucks. The old live action is garbage. As long as it's done well, I don't mind live action, but it's not often done well. Nah, I know, that's the thing. I was genuinely excited for the live action because it seemed like they were embracing, you know, the humor and lightheartedness at first, but that's specifically what people are saying that they haven't really done. They've like tried to gone a bit too serious. It's like really fast pacing, and a lot of people are critiquing the writing, that it's basically, it's written as if the audience is dumb. Like everything is explained, every single thought and motivation, and everything's just spoken loud. There's nothing just acted without words, is what people see. But yeah, is what people say. So yeah, I'm just not interested in watching it anymore, really, to be honest. Something I have been watching though is, and this is my guilty pleasure. Bianca is into it a little bit, but it's I'm definitely the pushing force in us watching this every week. But wait, I just got a message from August. He's asking me where I am. I'm streaming. Where is he? He should be on the stream. Maybe we can convince him. Hang on. Should we see if we can convince him to hop on? I know he's quite busy with a lot of work today, but we'll see. I've asked him. Maybe he wants to join for a bit. No, he can't. He's too busy, apparently. Cringe. But like, why is the trend just to keep remaking existing OPs? Why not make new concepts? I've stayed away from all the Disney remakes. Feel sacrilegious as a 90s kid. Yeah, I know. I agree. I guess it's just like an easy buck for them. It's like a safe bet, right? Because good reviews on IMDb and stuff doesn't really, that doesn't make people money, right? But when they do a live action adaptation of, say, The Lion King, even if the reviews were never gonna be great, I don't think anyone thought that it was gonna be like an Oscar nominated film. Because the IP is so famous, so many people are gonna go and see it regardless. And that's all they need. They just need a lot of people to go and see it in the cinema, and then they're laughing all the way to the bank. It doesn't matter if the reviews are bad or if people don't think the movie is that great, because people are just curious to go and see it anyways. And obviously in some cases, if a movie is too bad and the views are too bad, then the momentum stops and people won't go and see it. But I think that's kind of the unfortunate side of these big IPs, where even if a lot of people hear that, oh, it's not that great, they still are kind of interested in going to see it because they know the original so well and they're interested or whatever. But I mean, that's my theory. I don't know why the fuck else they would do it. Like, it must be like a big moneymaker. But yeah, I agree. I think there's so many like old, this is such like, oh, it was better beforehand, but to some degree it is. But like, you know, all these like really interesting movies, like, you know, Vanilla Sky with Tom Cruise or whatever, like from the 90s, early 2000s, all of these like, or really interesting, you know, rom-coms, or like, let's say the Patrick Swayze one, like, what's it called? Ghost? Or maybe it's not Patrick Swayze. I don't know. Whoever it is in Ghost. Stuff like that, because that one's surprisingly dark. Like, it's kind of a rom-com, but a drama / thriller with a weird fucking twist, weird concept where he's like a ghost and whatever. But like, there's all these interesting movies that I feel like they just don't do anymore. And all these like really like, I know they do it indie movies, but not like big major like things, and it's just kind of a shame. There's great, interesting, refreshing concepts every now and then, but it's just a shame. Just to see how to. It's just so awkward to remake, say, Aladdin shot for shot and then change a few things. You're automatically thinking, hang on, what made you change this? And it's always sort of, I agree. They didn't even pick good singers for all the musical roles. They should They could have had separate speaking and singing roles like the OG animation, just have actors mime along. Yeah, I agree. I would have rather them just use really good singers where they just fake and lip sync it than being like, no, it has to be Will Smith singing or what. I mean, not that the genie was ever supposed to be like the best singer, but like, you know what I mean. Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore ghost movie. Okay, so it was Patrick Swayze. I think like, what are some like examples of like really interesting movie concepts that like probably wouldn't get made today? I'm like trying to think. It's always hard when you're on the spot, but I feel like there's so many. What are some like really interesting movie concepts or movies do you like that you've seen? The snowbanks here in northern Sweden is around 2 meters. Damn. That's intense. Dune is honestly such a breath of fresh air. Yeah, but it's still based on an original OP because it's a book and it's been made into a movie before as well. So in that sense, it's not a breath. It's not original anyways. But yeah, I mean, but still. Blazing Saddles. Blazing Saddles is hilarious. Everything Everywhere All at Once was intense. Yeah, that's an interesting movie. That one, and I'm so happy that one got a lot of recognition because that's a very just ambitious, creative movie, low budget, just two guys just having a crazy idea, wanting to going all in, quirky, funny, like, and it's not for everyone, that movie. But I think that's a great example of a recent movie that actually is interesting and is not just like a safe format. Meanwhile, we're getting close to 2-digit temperatures already beginning March. And do you mean 2-digit temperatures plus? Do you mean like you're getting close to like 11 degrees plus Celsius? Because it's hard in Sweden and maybe in Denmark as well, but like in Sweden, I've noticed that like when it's winter, people say like, oh, it's 18 degrees out, but they mean negative 18, but it's so obvious that it's in the negatives that they don't bother saying that it's negative. They just say, oh, it's 10 degrees out today, but they mean minus 10, not plus 10. And that's just something that it's just always kind of, or maybe it's just my parents, but my parents say that. But it's just something that's always, ever since I was small, I was like, but that could be misunderstood. Why don't you specify? Anton, as a Swedish person, and Birdo as Danish, like, is this something that Scandinavian people do, or is it just my parents? Perfume, The Story of a Murder is probably one of the most unique movies I've ever watched. Yeah, that's a good example. That's a really good example. Get some Timbits for me, Cass. Tim Hortons say hi and bye. Okay. I've seen that film too, yeah. The celiac in me is crying. I'm sorry. Oh, one movie that I thought was really interesting, but I know some people thought was weird. Fuck, what's it called? It's like a time travel movie, and I don't want to spoil it. I need to... Hang on. Ethan Hawke time travel movie. I don't want to spoil the twist or whatever. Predestination from 2014. I thought that was a very interesting movie with a... It's not... I mean, time travel isn't like unique in itself, but I thought it was kind of a creative and cool movie. I enjoyed that. Another movie that is not too old that I also think has a really inventive take is About Time. We spoke about it last stream. We always say minus 12 or 12 God of Frost when referring to it. Say minus 12. Okay, maybe it's just my parents that are weird. Man, it's just my mom. She's like, oh, it's 10 degrees. It's like, no, minus 10. She's like, yeah. I think I hear plus 3 or minus 3 in the winter temperature talk. Yeah. Oh yeah, Skins is a very cursed movie. Skin. Let me show you. Skins. What is it? 2014. Skins. 2017. I have to show you guys. So this is the movie Skins, and it's like a dark comedy about people that are like, you know, as like, what do you call it? Misfits of society, and they all have like, well, not all of them, but most of them have like physical like I don't know the English word. They have physical stuff going on, and like one of the key characters is like a girl that has a butthole for a mouth. And I feel like the movie has like it's just kind of shock value movie in a way, and I think I don't know, it's a weird movie. It's kind of funny and quirky. Might be worth a watch if you are interested, but it's also a very strange movie. Like it's filled with very strange characters, and it's not like a freak show movie where it's like the point is like, oh, look at all these freaks, they're weird. It's the point of the movie is self-love and stuff, but it's still made in a shock factor way, and it's kind of weird. Me and Bianca watched it, and in the movie you didn't really notice. So the entire movie we look at this butthole girl, and we just think that her skin is a bit dark around her mouth, but it's not until we saw the pictures that we realized that it's supposed to be hair, but you couldn't make it out on the quality of the movie. But it's like, just like a ring of hair on the butthole. It's just like, it's a very absurd movie. So there you go. Sorry for cursing your eyes. It's on Netflix. It's called Skins from 2017. Not to be confused with the very popular teenage drama TV show Skins in the UK. That's a different thing. What was the really nice film we watched the other day with Bill Nye? Time Travel one. That's the one I mentioned now. About Time. I think that's a brilliant movie with an interesting quirk to it. It's just a great rom-com. I'll show you. If you haven't seen it, I recommend everyone to see it. It's great. This is the movie. I just think it has a fun and simple and quirky concept. But basically, it's this guy, Domhnall Gleeson. Domhnall Gleeson. He's the main character. About Time is a very nice as a storytelling wise, but also hugely fucked up content wise. But it's basically about this guy, and when he turns 18 or 20 or whatever, when he gets to a certain age, his dad tells him that there's something that every man in this family can do that he's never told him before, because they always wait until they turn 18 or whatever. And his dad is Bill Nye, or Bill Nye, it's basically that if they go into a dark space like a closet and they clench their fists and they really think about a certain time, they can travel in time. They can go back in time and just relive them or change them or whatever. And obviously he thinks he's joking at first, but he's not joking. And the story basically sets off with this guy trying to use his power to try and get a girlfriend, because he's like just a typical kind of awkward, kind of semi-nerdy guy struggling getting a girl, getting to that age where he wants to have a girlfriend, I guess. And so it just starts really funny with all these, like, oh, he tries pick-up lines, they don't work, so he go back in time and he tries it again and again and again. And then it just evolves into what I think is a really beautiful story and quite emotional. And yeah, I did cry. I've seen it a couple of times, but yeah, I cried when I saw it the other day again. The time travel one, it doesn't have Ethan Hawke in it. It does. It's a different time travel one. The one with Ethan Hawke is called Predestination. It's a different one. It's this one. This is also a good time travel movie, I think. I know that this one's a bit of a divide. Some people think this one's weird. I thought it was cool. I thought it was very interesting. But some people are weirded out by it, but I thought it was brilliant. Hey, aka XE. The right kind of fucked up. Yeah, this one is fucked up in some ways, but the right kind of fucked up. But one of my favorite movies of all time is actually, I might have said it before, The Grand Budapest Hotel. I love this movie. It's a Wes Anderson movie. It's kind of... If you've ever seen... Oh, the volume is really loud, I think. If you've ever seen a Wes Anderson movie, or if you haven't seen a Wes Anderson movie, he is a very visual director in a certain style. He kind of mixes his movies with like theater, you know, kulisser, I don't know the English word, but you know in theaters when they have different scenes, they basically have flat, you know, cardboard cutouts and they're like a house or whatever. He mixes that vibe kind of where it's like certain scenes and certain buildings are completely flat, like this, the shot of this building here, it's just flat and it looks like it's comped in and it looks like a theater environment. He kind of has that stuff, and then he just has a lot of like certain camera moves, a lot of symmetry. He doesn't do the rule of thirds that much. Everything's like symmetrical and like mirrored and all that stuff, and it's just a very particular visual style. But this movie in particular of his, I just find it really charming, really fun to watch, really soothing, really awesome visually and just entertainment wise. I don't know why, but I just love this movie so much. It's like, it's my favorite. It's great. I love it. Gemini Man. Ooh, I know about Gemini Man, but I don't think I've seen it. Is it with Tom? No, it's Will Smith. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of it. I haven't seen it. Oh, hello, Mark. What's up? Wes Anderson is one of the few directors I've watched all of. Yeah. No, I haven't watched all of his movies. I haven't watched The Fantastic Mr. Fox. I was not too impressed with The French Dispatch. I felt that one was a bit try-hard. Moonrise Kingdom is great, though. Moonrise Kingdom was really charming. I really enjoyed this. But yeah, it's just a chill stream, I guess, just talking about movies and whatnot, but sometimes that's what you need. Something that I thought they're not equally good, but Fantastic Mr. Fox is fantastic. I haven't seen it. Is it that good? I'm just really impressed with how good everyone is remembering movie titles and plots. Kids cartoon movie, guys, that's where my knowledge is at. Another movie... Ooh, I'm trying to think. Another movie that I really love. Well, I really, really like horror movies. Bianca as well. We watch a lot of horror movies and thrillers. And horror movies are a difficult genre because a lot of times it's kind of like if the movie is genuinely really good, like a genuinely awesome story and great acting and great directing, it's typically not that scary. Typically more of a thriller than a horror movie, I would say. And if a movie is really scary, it's typically not that great of a story. And I don't know why that is, but it's kind of the ongoing problem with the horror movie genre, which makes it so hard to find genuinely good horror movies, I think. But there's a couple of horror movies that I think are just fantastic. And they're fantastic in different ways, because not all of them are genuinely great movies, I would say, in the sense that like, oh, they're Forrest Gump. Yeah, they're not. But they might be great because the tension and the scariness and the acting is so good and the mood is so good that even though it's not the most complicated story, it still works. But so one of my favorite ones, because it gets quite scary. And it's intense, and the acting is good, and the directing is good and stuff, even if the plot is maybe simple, is The Conjuring, the first one. There's a couple of one, but the first, The Conjuring, I think is a great horror movie. I've watched it a lot of times. I think it's fun. It's not one of the best plots, but it's a great in the sense that it's scary, has tension, but it's not just cheap jump scares. It's quality acting, good directing, and all of that stuff. It's a brilliant horror movie, I would say. And then another one, Ethan Hawke is a great actor. Not the Sinister. Sinister, I would say one step down in the story maybe, but one step up in the scariness. And still a good experience as a horror movie goes. Some scenes are really, really creepy. But then you have stuff like a really good ghost story that is genuinely a brilliant movie, but not so scary. Would be... Is it called The Others? Yes, The Others. Yeah, this is a great example of the other spectrum, where it's like... It's a really, really good movie and a good story, but it's not that scary. But it's still... It's more like nice tension, you're interested in what's gonna happen. Great movie. Sinister lost the plot and broke its own rules, I think. Yeah, the plot is the kind of the weakest point of Sinister, but it's still a good horror movie for me because it was an intense watch. Like, it's good watch. But the best horror movie that I've enjoyed recently is actually Talk to Me. This one is pretty new, and it's kind of interesting because this one's made by two Australian brothers that they started out on YouTube, and it's kind of like, I think this is their first like major movie, and this one falls in the category of like, it's not the most incredible plot or whatever, but to me it was it felt like a refreshing horror movie to me. And I can't exactly pinpoint why, but I think a big part of it is because you feel the Australian culture in it, and it's just refreshing for me, at least, that I've seen so many American movies and horror movies. It's just really refreshing to kind of view it through the lens of the Australian culture and the Australian like banter and the Australian like vibe. To me, and I know that's not, doesn't make them brilliant movie makers, it just means they're from Australia. But I really enjoyed it. But I thought that it's a simple plot. The whole plot is basically that some people have gotten a hold of this hand that lets you communicate with the other side. But instead of the standard like, oh, we came across this relic and in a private seance they're trying it out and it turns out to be working and things go wrong. It start off in such like a... They're just like fucking around with it, like they're partying around and just drinking, and like they all realize it's real, but they're all just completely ignoring the fact that it's potentially dangerous, and they're just making a drinking game out of it. And it's just, I don't know, it was made in a really refreshing... I really enjoyed it. It felt like a fresh, entertaining horror movie. That was like, you know, a good amount of scary and tense and just refreshing. Not the most, you know, complex, amazing plot, but like, good watch. Barbarian was good. Yeah, I really like Barbarian. I've seen like, I feel like I've seen every good horror movie, but Barbarian is really... That's one of those movies, though, that can be a bit of a divider. Some people will hate it, and some people will love it. But yeah, A24 is just... A24 is the best. Oh yeah, I forgot. Hereditary. Brilliant horror movie. Yeah, Bianca prefers spooky or ghosty horror movies. I like that as well, but I like kind of artsy and indie stuff as well, and like just general horror and thrillers as well. But Hereditary is actually... I might change my mind. Hereditary might be that's probably my favorite horror/thriller movie ever. This movie. I think this one is brilliant. There's one specific scene in this movie that is so brilliant that, without spoiling the entire movie, but there's a certain, well, I'm not gonna spoil the movie at all, but there's an event where one character gets their head chopped off, basically. And in so many movies, like, the character is sticking their head out a window, and the car hits a telephone pole, and the head just gets hit off. And what so many cheap horror movies or jump scary movies would do is, when that happens, they would just immediately show the head, roll on the ground, and it's like, oh my god, the head came off, like, wah! But they don't do that at all. Like, you see it from the perspective of the person driving. And the character in the back, you realize, oh shit, they're gonna hit their head. But then it cuts away, and the camera is just on the person driving. And it plays so beautifully in the thought of denial, because you hear the sound, you don't realize the head's come off, but you've realized, oh shit, like, they were driving fast, this person's hit their head in like a telephone pole, this person could not possibly have survived this, or this person is seriously injured. So you just hear the impact, and the person that's driving is just immediately in denial. He just keeps driving, can't even make himself look back, just drives home, goes to sleep, and you don't get to see anything. And then the next morning, the mother, like, you just hear a scream, like, as the mother has, like, realized what's happened, and then the camera cuts to kind of the head. And I thought that was such a brilliant build-up of doing that, like, and spending so long, because it's quite a long scene, spending so long just focusing on this person that's immediately like, no, it can't have happened, and he's just completely not facing reality, and just not even looking, not even checking the person in the back seat, just like pulling up, leaving the car, going to bed, and no lines, no nothing. And I just thought it was beautiful. I just thought it was great. Make me feel weird when I watch it. Yeah, I also like A Quiet Place. It was interesting to have that much silence in the movie theater. Yeah, that was I saw it in the movie theater as well. That was a good experience. It was cool. My favorites are P.S. I Love You and A Walk to Remember. The closest I get to horror movies is Evil Dead 1, 2, 3, Dead Alive, or Bad Taste. They're good ones as well. But yeah, it's... I really enjoy Hereditary. I thought, but A24 movies in general are brilliant. There's another one called The Witch, and this is, here again, you get like, this is a different kind of genre almost. This is more slow build-up thriller. No big jump scares really. No, not like a super great and interesting plot either, just more of a long suspense ride, which sometimes can also be great. And this one's one of those movies. Yeah, The Witch with two separate V's. It's not like a W. But it's I just love A24 movies in general. What else? A24 movies. What other ones are there? Because they're so brilliant. Oh yeah, Talk to Me was by A24 as well. That's what originally got me interested, because I was like, oh, A24 is like producing this. I really want to watch Beau is Afraid. I haven't seen it. It's not a horror movie, but I want to watch it. It Follows. Yes, It Follows. So good. It Follows. Oh, It Follows is so interesting. I love how this has just become... Let me know if you guys find this boring, but like, I don't know, I love movies. And It Follows is a brilliant thriller / horror movie, I think, for a couple of reasons. Because this idea could have so easily also been just a really shitty B-horror, like, gory slasher movie, like, cheap. But it's done so brilliantly. It's like an indie movie. And I don't watch movies, so just listen to voice right now. I love how it just immediately shows you that there is a witch. That's not part of the mystery. Yeah. The Witch. but it follows. The plot of the movie sounds like it could be like a B horror type movie, right? So the plot of the movie is that there's an entity, a ghost kind of thing, and it's passed around like an STD. So you get haunted by this thing, and it's constantly, perpetually, gradually moving closer and closer to you always. And when it gets to you, you die, I suppose. That's what they're afraid of, at least. And the only way to get it to not follow you anymore is to have sex with someone, and you pass the curse on to them, and then it starts following them. And that idea just seems like it's such a setup to be a perfect, just stupid, gratuitous, gory, low budget, like, kind of Friday the 13th kind of thing. Now, Friday the 13th, the original movie, is great in its own way. But you know the kind of stuff I mean. But it's done in just a really interesting way. And there's also some details that, like, when you watch it the first time, you don't, like, maybe notice. You notice something is kind of surrealistic about it. But then when you rewatch it, you kind of realize, you might realize on the first watch, but, like, it's set in this kind of dreamy, set in this kind of fantasy timeline where it's not really defined. Nothing is defined in the sense that it looks like it's kind of taking place in the 70s or something, but then some characters just randomly have some really high-tech stuff that wouldn't have existed, and some characters are walking around as if it's summer, but visually it's clearly cold and fall, but they're on the beach and they're swimming. And it's like, and the director, I realized afterwards, the director got the idea from a dream, supposedly, and wanted, like, to have that kind of surrealistic qualities of a dream where, because often in dreams, things kind of shift, and it's like, oh, it's in the future, but it's not, and it's winter, and then all of a sudden it's summer. And this movie is kind of like that, where the environment is very abstract. It's just changing, and, like, it's unclear. The time period is unclear. The seasons are unclear. It's just fluid. And I thought that was just really interesting. And then it's just executed in a brilliant way. It's a great horror movie. It's a great movie to watch and talk about and watch again. Yeah, it's out of time. Just a chills up your spine stream. Yeah, exactly. Is talking about horror movies a chill stream? I don't know, it just happened. It's just happened, man. But yeah, I like it. I'll give one final movie potential tip. This one falls into kind of a different category. So, oh, congrats on the world record. Yeah, thank you. I thought it would be fun to kind of watch through that and kind of comment on it a little bit, but yeah, we'll get to that. So, there's a movie called, and this is a very divisive movie, I think. There's a movie called Speak No Evil. Bianca did not like this movie. I liked it. So this is kind of an indie, lower budget. It doesn't feel low budget, but it's like, it's a classic example of they don't have a big budget, so they're achieving a lot with not so much. So, like, there's not very many actors. It's not, any special effects or anything. It's just, but it's beautifully shot and everything like that. But this movie, this is one of those movies that if you watch it without kind of understanding what the point of the movie is, or what the kind of satire of the movie is, because this is a satire thriller kind of, then you're gonna watch it and you're just gonna be like, well, what the fuck, that would never happen. Who would be so idiotic that they would let these events occur? So before any of you consider watching this, I need to preface this by saying that the point of this movie, what they're doing, and you could, by the way, you can argue that, like, if someone has to explain the point of something for you to understand a movie, it's not a good movie, which is a valid argument. But yeah. But the point of this movie is that it's a satire of the Scandinavian politeness. So basically, in Scandinavia, I'm not gonna speak for every Scandinavian person, but I can definitely relate. Like, Scandinavian people in general, just, they don't want to cause awkward situations or confrontations. They would rather basically put themselves in an awkward situation than potentially confront a person or, like, you know, make a big thing out of it. Like, as an example, and once again, I mean, there's exceptions to this, but as an example, if someone's coming to my party and they're being a bit of an asshole and they're being making people maybe a bit awkward, I'm not the kind of person that would immediately be like, hey man, why are you being a dick? Like, leave if you're being like that. I wish I was that kind of person, but I'm not. I'm the kind of person that's like, even if someone's saying stuff that are a little bit weird or making me a bit uncomfortable, I'm gonna kind of let it slide. I would rather just kind of go along with it whilst hating it inside, just to get the situation to pass and then just distance myself afterwards. And it's taking that concept in of Scandinavians from other cultures' perspective, being like weirdly polite to a fault where it's like they're putting themselves at a disadvantage. And it's taking that idea. So basically, here's the story, right? It's a Danish family on vacation in Spain or somewhere like that. They meet a family from the Netherlands, I think. And they become friends at the vacation. And the family from the Netherlands are like, oh, you should come visit us sometime. And they're like, oh, yeah, you know, like you do. And then they all go home. The Danish people probably didn't think too much of it. Then after a while, they actually get a letter, a physical letter that says, hey, we wanted to say that we meant it. You know, we want to invite you, come over to the Netherlands, come visit us. And it immediately starts off with like the wife really not kind of wanting to, but they feel awkward to like kind of say no, so they kind of feel like, well, whatever, what's the worst that can happen? We should go, you know. And it's a lot of those kind of things. Like, it starts off really nice, and then situations escalate, and it gets to absurd levels where you're like, why aren't they just leaving? Come on, you know. But that's the whole point, that they're taking these Danish people and they're twisting it up to 11. They're turning it up to absurd levels of them being too polite to say no, eventually obviously leading to severe repercussions for them. And it's a bit of a shock factor movie. It's definitely an indie vibe to it and stuff, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a very interesting satire movie. So Dutch directness, yes, you have the clash. You have the clash of those two. Oh, John's got a world record on speed. I just forgot because I'm old. I have a Finnish friend that had to break that when they moved here to the US. Yeah. But yeah, I think this is a cool movie. I would, if any of you actually end up watching it, speak no evil. Let me know, like on the Discord or whatever. Let me know what you think about it. It's not an easy watch sometimes. It gets kind of upsetting. It gets like upsetting. But I think it's good. I think it's a good movie. Anyways. So as you probably know, I've talked about it many times. I am working, I have several video ideas. I'm working on a video that I don't have that much left on, but another video that I'm kind of working on in parallel is that I want to make a video on me attempting the world record of my favorite game, which is Demeo. And obviously it's kind of stupid because it's not that famous of a game, so it's not like anywhere near as prestigious as having like the world record of a speedrun of like Legend of Zelda Breath in the Wild or something like that. And that's kind of the joke, that I want to make a video where it's like I got a world record in a video game that no one knows about, basically, you know. I just want to make it because I want to make it, and I think I can make a funny story out of it. But basically, the world record for the VR version is the one I actually want to beat, which is 6 minutes and 15 seconds, which is very, very fast. But I think I can do it. And I started by doing some practice runs on the PC version, and while I was practicing the other week, I did a couple of attempts, and some were promising, but then something stupid happened and I lost or whatever. But then I did like one final attempt before going back to what I needed to do. And I just had like a great run. I made some good decisions. I was also really lucky. And I got 8 minutes and 23 seconds. And the previous world record for the PC version was like 10 minutes and 45 or something like that. And the PC version of the game is slower than the VR version. Because in the VR version of the game, because you're physically in VR, you can basically, whilst the monsters are doing the turn, you can be ready with your hand to pick up the piece and just move it. You can be ready with your hand pointing towards the cards you want to use. You can prepare yourself, but you can't do that in the PC version to the same degree, because even if you hover with your mouse over like the card you want to use immediately when it's your turn, as it switches from the monsters to your turn, it does kind of like a reset. So whatever you were on just deselects anyways. So you can't like be ready like that. So in general, I just think it's slower. So the fact that I got 8 minutes and 23 on the PC version made me extremely hopeful that I can beat the VR version. But I just thought it would be kind of fun to watch through it and for me to kind of give some more context on it. I think it's fun anyways. So let's do that. It's only 8 minutes and 23 seconds, you know. So let's do it. Let's see. Jonas Frisk TV. Oh yeah, it's gotten verified now as well. It's on speedrun.com, and it show you. So here's the VR version. So, oh, what the fuck? Oh yeah, here we go. So the current record for the level that I'm playing, the Black Sarcophagus, 6 minutes and 15 seconds. The previous one was 7 minutes 22. The previous 10 minutes 29. I thought at first that it was 14 something, but then I realized that so many more better attempts had gone. So at first when I realized it was down at 6 minutes 15, I was like, oh no, I'm never gonna beat that, come on. But now after having that run on PC, I think I can. But yeah, it's not as impressive on the PC edition, because on the PC edition, there's only been 3 runs in like 3 actual attempts to begin with. So there only is 3. But yes, it went from 21 minutes 15 seconds to 10 minutes 43, and then to mine 8 minutes 23. But it's a big improvement, and it's a good run, and it's just fun to have. You know, technically I have the world record. Not that many people have tried it. I'm probably gonna get dethroned if anyone actually good tries. But whatever, it's fun for me. It's fun for me, and it's the VR one that I really want to go for, anyways. But yeah, I thought we would watch it through. Because there was a lot of... It's an interesting game, right? Because there's luck, there's randomness in it. So there's definitely a big part of luck. But then you need to have the strategy and thinking to execute on that luck and make the right choices. Because it's so easy to fall trap to, like, you know, collecting too much gold or collecting too many items, which is delaying you, or spending money on cards that normally are good, but for the sake of a speed run is not that good. Like, and just kind of adapting to what's the right choice and stuff. And hey, what's up, Sky Kid? What's up? But yeah, let's watch it. And if I go full screen, I'm obviously covering up my thing. So let me just move that down. Let me do... Oh, hang on. Wait. Sorry, I'm a dum-dum because I had scaled things. I forgot. Let's do this. Let's do theater mode. Yeah, let's just watch it like this. That's fine. Scale it down. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Let's just watch it like this. Excellent typing skills. Well, yeah. So here's the run. One last time. How's the speaking of the video compared to my speaking? Is it good, or do I need to... Shit. Do I need to lower the volume, or is it good? Oh, Joel is on here. What's up? New world record incoming, all side. No, we're not. I'm not doing an attempt now. We've just been talking about movies for a really long time, but I'm just gonna go through my insane world record run before we maybe play a game or something. But what's up? It's a Joel speaking high-pitched voice. How's it going? But flexing. Exactly, yes. I'm not, you know, I'm just showing off my hard work. even though it's only ever been 3 people attempting it. But hey, technically I have the world record. I got it. Me and Joel are watching an anime together called Jujutsu Kaisen, by the way. If any people in here are into anime and you haven't seen that, you should check it out. It's a really good show. Jonas is just being impressive. But yeah, let's go. So yeah, I had done 4 attempts, maybe. I was just taking a bit of a break. And I was like, oh, I need to go back to work now. But I was like, oh, I'll do one more attempt, you know. Just one last attempt. And this is it. One last time. Regardless if it goes shit. And I found out, I didn't know this, when I first started doing the attempts on stream, I basically just decided in my head that it was reasonable that the timer would start after I've entered this door and I'm on the first floor. Once I move the character the first time, I was like, that's when the timer starts. And then I also decided in my head, because I thought it was reasonable, the second you kill the boss, that's when the timer stops. But that's not how it is. I mean, at least by what they've decided on speedrun.com. So the rule is, the second you land on the door, that's when the timer starts. So I'm starting it here. And the second after you've killed the boss, there's like an animation, and then the key goes into the chest. Once the key has gone completely into the chest, that's when you stop the timer. So that's the rules. So let's see.
You boldly step into the necropolis, ready to face its horrors. Will you survive all the way?
So immediately it's like
monster time.
Just walking around, trying to go as far as possible without using the sneak thing, because it takes an action. But here, obviously, I need to use it. I don't want to engage in battle or waste time. I just want to find the key. And if like a point of interest or gold happens to be where I'm stepping anyways, I'll take it. But if it takes me out of the way, like here, yes, it's in the same room, but it would have wasted a whole extra action just to go there and then back to the door, I'm ignoring it.
Okay. Monster time.
So yeah, 2 actions per turn. And yeah, so I'm looking for the key. In this case, I took the chest because it was so close to the door here anyways, and I thought it would be worth it. Wasn't a particularly good card, so kind of wasn't worth it, but you can use the cards to sell them later or whatever. And there I found a key. Here is where I wasted a lot of time. I should have immediately been able to think to myself, okay, I got the key. Above all else, I need to kill this enemy and just get it done with. But I got a bit frozen here for one reason. So the character is an ice elemental. When you kill that, it freezes everything in a radius. And I got unsure. I was like, oh wait, what's it gonna mean that it's gonna freeze me and stuff? But the thing is, since I will kill it on my round, the next time it's my turn, I get to go anyways, because the freeze stops at the end of my turn. And the enemies that are dangerous, they will get frozen anyways. So I should have immediately just gone for it. But I think I waste maybe 10 seconds here. 10, 15. But yeah, I go for it. I don't miss, luckily. So I get him. They're frozen, I'm frozen. But it doesn't matter because they're the dangerous ones, so yeah. That small one is injuring me, but whatever. And I get to go again. So yeah, I should have been able to just make that choice immediately, but I was a little bit slow. So stealth again. All I need to do now is find the door and go out, and that's it. And the tricky part with the randomness in this game is that if enemies happen to be close to the door, you need to either kill them or wait for them to leave before you can exit. And sometimes these eggs here, randomly spawn close to the doors. And when that happens, it sucks, because the only way you can get rid of these is to actually attack them. And then if you attack them, you're no longer stealth, you're gonna pull in other enemies towards you. It just wastes a couple of turns to get rid of them. So you definitely hope for that to not be the case. But yeah, it has to be one of these 2 blue points. I'm just winging it, going for this one. I'm just feeling that this is the place. And I was correct, because as we're about to see, the door is here. And I'm also lucky, no enemies too close, so I can just go straight out. And because of the strategy of just ignoring so much gold and ignoring a lot of stuff, you don't typically get that much gold. So I only have 195, which is not a lot. So I need to be very selective here. And I think the only thing I buy... Oh, I think I buy one more thing because it's such a good card for a speed run. It gives me an extra action. It's so valuable. I think I buy that one immediately. I think I sell off these 2 cards so I can buy a Blink. I just sell one. And buy a Blink, which is a powerful attack, and that's it. Well, I don't have any more money anyways, but yeah.
Enter the second floor of the necropolis, ready to fight.
Right, 2nd floor. And I know, at this point, I know that, okay, I'm off to a good start. But I'm not too excited, because that's happened many times, and then I have really bad luck on the 2nd floor or whatever. And here, obviously, I'm fumbling a little bit, wasting some time. I'm also kind of just thinking that I'm kind of practicing strategies, so I'm not hurrying that much in my mind. So there's a lot of this where I could have just been faster and just gone for it, that I think could have shaved off possibly a minute or something. And here we got a bit of luck, because I got a luck potion. Got a bit of luck. This potion is incredibly useful. I'm starting to think at this point, I'm already thinking about when I get to the boss, what can I do? So I've already earmarked the one more thing as for being used for the boss and nothing else. Because what I'm hoping for is a scenario where I can get to the boss and just unleash 2 attacks and kill the boss immediately before they get a turn. Because the boss usually goes invulnerable, and then you need to deal with all that stuff and just waste time. So I'm already thinking the one more thing I need to be able to reach the boss and attack the boss. The luck potion has now guaranteed me a critical hit, so I can combine that with my Blink, which is my most powerful card. So I know I'm gonna do a critical attack and do a lot of damage. So at this point, I'm thinking I'm getting a good setup for the boss. Like, it's coming along. So I'm quite excited at this point. Like I can see the potential. Like, I already have one more thing. I already have a luck potion. I have a Blink. And we find the key.
Okay. Come back here, you little bitch.
And now,
Please don't stand up.
here's one of the things that are really annoying happens. An enemy randomly stands in the stairway, so I cannot move past them. So what I'm thinking right now is I'm worried that if I don't do something about this, because I'm invisible, the key bearer is gonna just walk further and further away from me. So I make the choice to attack this monster, so I lose my invisibility, expose myself to whatever other monsters might be here, so that the key bearer gets interested in what's going on to come back. That's my strategy. That's why I'm attacking. That's why I'm getting rid of my invisibility. Here we go. Yeah. There's the one.
That's fine. I don't care.
Yeah, taking the damage. I know it's necessary.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, another character is now in the way in the staircase. But I have plenty of health, so I think I just go for it, and I think I just attack. This is intense. I was in chess and the commentators, yeah. I was hoping for a crit to kill him in one round. That didn't happen. So now my choice is attack once more and then be completely exposed to, you know, attacks from the slime and attacks from the rats, which are both powerful beings. And then we have this one, which is pretty powerful. It's not looking great. So I think, if I remember correctly, I decide to go into sneak and just hope that the rat doesn't go too far away. I think that's what I'm doing. I'm evaluating here, yeah. I'm thinking it's a bit too dangerous to just stand here. Yes, I'm going into sneak, right? I should have been able to make this decision quicker. Here, key moment. Really lucky here. There's something here in the shadow, maybe another egg, that's keeping the rat from going too far. Because immediately when I'm invisible, he's just going to scurry off. But something happens to block his path. So he goes and he immediately comes back. And when that happens, I know that it's good. So you see here, the rat, he's scurrying away into the shadow and immediately coming back. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, yes, yes. So he moves, he's out of the way.
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Yeah, so now I'm using my attack card, which kind of teleports me there. So that's my priority. I don't miss. Lucky, I get the key. Great. And I think now I'm thinking, and this was a miscalculation, but I'm thinking that if I stand here, the slime will not be able to reach me, and I might as well attack this character on the same turn. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stand here thinking the slime won't reach me, not thinking about the fact that the slime can just walk around first and then reach me. But it's fine. I don't die anyways. But that was my choice. I was hiding behind there and doing a backstab there. So here we go. So yeah, luckily that enemy got afraid of me, so don't need to worry about that.
Don't care.
Pro Game Jonas, indeed.
Don't care. It's whatever.
Ooh. Yeah. Luckily, the slime is pretty weak in that sense. So now I'm just thinking, I have what I need. I'm just getting rid... I was just getting rid of that character and getting gold because they happen to coincide. And now I'm gonna go into sneak again. I don't care about these guys. All I care about now is finding the exit.
All right, monster time.
Don't stand in my way now, you little asshole.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm worried that they're gonna stand in my way, but they're not. I'm lucky. Think I'm going in here now. Yeah. Because I'm thinking I need some more stuff. I need some more... Here. When I got this card, immediately here I knew this is my potential victory here. I think you can kind of see it, that I'm like leaning back a little bit when I see it.
Okay.
Oh, my turn.
I remember in my mind, I was like, I don't want to get too excited, but I'm like, this is great. Because with the teleportation, if I can guess with the bosses, I can get there immediately, not waste a bunch of actions. I have the one more thing, so I know that I can potentially get to the boss and still have 2 actions to attack. So that's my strategy now. That's like, okay, I have an interesting setup. Looks like it's time for a glass of water while the chat master's having a drink. Sip. Let's have a word from our sponsor, Werther's and Pop's House. Oh, I wish I had something to drink. Ooh. Water. Hydration. Let's go. Right, one more sneak left in me. But here's the door. And I'm now hoping that just no enemy is going to walk through the door here, stand. I'm also hoping no enemy is going to reach me because I only have 2 HPs. So you can just pray at this point. But we're fine. I'm excited. I get some gold.
Okay, perfect.
See if I can remember. Right, so I have 346 gold. So yeah, so not that many... At first glance, not that many powerful cards here, but the blink is great, obviously. I think I'm gonna buy I'll buy that. And then these cards come in interesting. This is a 0 action card. So it costs no action to use. The bone itself is not powerful, it only has 1 attack. But if there happens to be a lamp placed in a space that you want to get to, but the lamp is in the way, or it's placed next to a bunch of enemies and you can do a bunch of damage, it's a great card to have, because it allows you to get rid of a lamp and blow it up without spending any actions. So even though at the surface it's not a good card, I think I'm gonna buy it because I think it might come in clutch. And then I think I'm buying the lamp as well to potentially combo those. No, probably the ice lamp. Yeah, the ice lamp.
Good choice.
It's a better lamp. And then since I have money to spare, I'm buying the healing potion. Even though I'm probably don't need 2 of them.
Okay, let's fucking go.
Right.
Somewhere on this floor, the keeper awaits. Destroy him and set the trapped spirits free.
So what I'm trying to gauge now is, my plan is use the teleportation card to where the boss is and hope that I'm in a position where I can attack 2 times. Because I have the one more thing. So after I've teleported, I can have an extra action back. And it's random, so you never know. But from experience, the queen tends to be here or here. Sometimes in the middle, but not as often. So I'm just trying to guess here, but I just for whatever reason, I just feel like she's here.
Gamble that they are They could be there, but I don't think so. I'm gonna gamble.
Probably wasting time here. I should have made this decision quicker. Faffing around with the cards here as well. I could have waited with the healing potion.
Here.
But yeah, here's where it's happening.
Yes.
Right, so I'm in a good position here. The boss is here. It's not invulnerable because nothing's happened yet. Like, they haven't had a chance to do an action. And here, if I had not gotten the bone, this would not have worked. Because the only way for me to reach the queen is attacking her from behind here. I want to always attack from behind because this hero in particular gets backstab bonus. And I had the foresight to buy the bone. And I can throw the bone for seer actions on the lamp, explode it. It will do a little bit of damage, but that's not the main thing. I just want to get rid of the lamp.
Yes. Okay.
So, but I'm a bit slow with thinking. But yeah, I'm doing the one more thing. So I have the action set up. I'm doing the bone. And now I'm doing something that was also a waste of time. I'm starting to think, ooh, maybe I need to combo this because it's not a guarantee that I'm going to be able to kill her. So I'm starting to think about, can I place the ice lamp somewhere where when the ice lamp explodes, it damages her a little bit more. But I shouldn't have wasted my time because the ice lamp wouldn't explode because I'm not using an area of effect card. So it has no reason to explode. So that was just a waste of time. But yeah, I'm setting up with the luck potion. Here I make another slight mistake, because I know that I'm going to use my blink card, which allows me to teleport to this square, even though I can't walk here. But I have a brain fart, and I try and move him there physically.
What?
But you can't. You have to use the blink card.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and that's the one I wanted to do the crit on, because I have the luck potion, so I'm critting. And now we have 9. So here the problem is, standard attack is 3. Backstab bonus is 2, so that's 5. So a normal attack gives me 5. So I have to roll a crit, which is, I don't know, I don't remember how many sides are on the die, but I think it's about an 8% chance. That's the only way she's gonna die in one more action. But I'm lucky and I rolled a crit. And yeah, obviously I'm excited.
I think that's world record on PC. Jesus Christ.
And this is interesting because I didn't actually know. I hadn't looked up exactly what the time was on PC because I had never thought too much about the PC world record. I was aiming for the VR world record. I was just practicing on PC. But knowing that the PC is slower because you can't like prepare your moves, and knowing that the VR world record was 6 minutes 15, and also just knowing that less people play the PC version, at least hardcore gamers that would be attempting, I just think this good time surely is world record.
That's fucking world record on PC. I am convinced. Holy shit.
Yeah, because I don't know that. I just feel it. I just feel like it must be.
That's not that far from fucking world record on VR. Jeez.
And I say it's not that far from world record in VR. VR is still 2 minutes and, 8 seconds faster. But the reason I'm saying that is because I'm accounting for the fact that you could make a lot of these moves quicker in VR. So I'm kind of thinking that had I done this exact run in VR, it would have been quicker. It wouldn't have been far off.
Jesus Christ! What a round! Oh my god! What a round! Holy shit! The teleportation came in clutch. That was incredible. Wow. Wow. What a rush. I am so pleased that I was about to say the world record in VR was about 2 minutes. No, the world record in VR is 6 minutes and 15 seconds. 6 minutes and 15 seconds. Let's see. 6 minutes and 15 seconds, yeah. And I think I can do that. Let's actually... I'm just in this now. Let's watch the world record, and you'll see a little bit what I mean. You'll see what I mean. Because he's able to like just wait and just go for the move immediately. So
Here we go. Oh, actually, I've been on his channel before. This is the this is the HD one, right? So, perseverance prevails. Yes. All right. So let's check out his run. It's the same kind. The only viable strategy is going with the assassin character that has the sneak. There's just no way you're gonna get a faster time with any other character, because the whole speedrun strategy revolves around becoming invisible and having the vast majority of enemies ignore you whilst you're looking for the key and looking for the door. Like, there's just no other possible strategy that you could possibly do it faster.
My profession.
Yeah, so
your quest is simple. Fight
let's see
your way
what
down
he's
to the
doing.
bottom
Yeah.
floor and destroy the terrorites, the monster.
Yeah, he's going into sneak. Yeah, he's looking pretty quickly. He's going in looking, okay, nothing interesting here. I'm going the other way.
Enemy turn.
Let's dance.
And he's moving. You can see that he's moving. He makes his choices a lot quicker, which makes me, because I was kind of being sluggish, and it was a very lucky run what I had. He also has a really lucky run, but I'm just thinking, if I would have been in the same mindset in VR, able to just be ready in the same way, I can just imagine that my time could have been close. But yeah, let's see.
Let's dance.
So as you can see, he's pointing towards the character. He's waiting for it. Yeah, he's like, the second he can move, he's doing it. Like, and you can't do that on PC. I try and do it several times in my run, but it just like kind of snaps back and resets. You have to do it again. Lucky gets a crit. So he's exposed right now, but he's, yeah, okay, so he's hiding again. Could be the VR shaking a movement, yeah. He is moving with more conviction. Okay, yeah. He did here what I should have done. He also got an ice elemental carrying the key. He immediately just went for it. He attacked it. He didn't even think about it. He just like, there's the key I needed, I'm attacking. That's what I should have done in my run as well. Lucky, he crits. Not that he needed it, I think, but it's always nice to crit. So now he's waiting. So yeah, always when he's waiting, he's ready. Like, the second, like, while he's waiting for it to be his turn, he's pointing with the laser thing to his character. Just waiting for the split second when he can move again. And he does that later as well. Like, he's pointing to his cards and he's just like ready to pull them out. Which you can't do in PC. So he has the key already, so he just needs to find the door. And he's currently hidden. He's quite far away, so it's not super easy to see like exactly what's like all the details, but right. Okay, so he's right. So he's lucky, he found the door, but he's unlucky there's enemies here, but he's just immediately going for it. He's going for the lamp. He doesn't care, he's doing AoE damage, getting rid of the enemies. And then I guess he's just hoping that no other enemy will now be drawn into it.
Monster time.
And he's lucky no other enemy comes, so he's done. 1 minute 55.
Such mighty hero.
You can also see your cards in your hand while waiting for the enemies to move. Yeah.
More gold for me,
And he's buying some zero action stuff. Yeah, one more thing. It's kind of like, if you can get a one more thing, you just have to get it. It's great.
You grip your weapons and
so he has a lot of cards right now. He also has some zero action stuff like the bone, bottle of lie. Bottle of lie, zero action, and instantly kills big slimes, so it's a really good card. Oh, there's the key, so he decides to go for it. He was considering using the one more thing, is he? Yeah, he's doing it. I guess he's hoping he's gonna get another one for the boss, but he's thinking, I need to get the key no matter what. So he's throwing out... Okay, he's placing a vortex lamp, which was zero actions. He's now throwing the bone on the vortex lamp, which is zero actions. It's not gonna do loads of damage, but it does a little bit, and everything helps. It's zero actions, it's a good idea. And he gets the chain effect with the poison lamp. And he's doing the blink card, like the powerful backstabby thing, and he crits. Really lucky. Like, he has a very lucky roll round. and he has the key, he goes back into sneak. So that was great. That was a really good luck and also good choices, good tactics. Right. And now he's in that situation where he could be trapped by it, but they were kind of... Okay, he's going backwards, he's looking in the chest. And he gets lucky, he gets a one more thing immediately in the chest, so great setup for the boss. He doesn't need to worry about buying it in the store, and sometimes, you know, it's just not in the store, because the store is random as well. So if you're not lucky, you just won't have an opportunity to get that card anyways. But yeah, so that was very lucky for him. He got it immediately after already using his other one.
If I must.
And just look for the door now, I guess. He found the door, and there's no one there, is there? No, there is enemies there. There are enemies there. Right. Now he has to look for the enemy because it's on the other side of the wall. I think he might choose to just attack once and then go into to sneak and hope that they move. I think that's what he's gonna do. Yeah. He's hoping that they're moving now, which could go either way. Right, he don't want to wait anymore. He uses the bottle of light. He's like, okay, I have to get rid of them. He don't want to waste time, so he uses that, gets rid of that. That was 0 action, so now if he just attacks that last enemy, he still has 1 action to go in the door. Yep, okay, door. 4 minutes 51. Down with level 2. Oh, there's another one more thing. He's probably gonna buy it. I don't remember if there's one more things. What the fuck?
Have a look round.
Ah, that's so... Okay, he might not actually buy both. He's selling... Yeah, he is. Okay. Okay, so he's already... He doesn't have a teleport or anything like that, but he has so many one more things that when the time comes, he can just spam with attacks, right? And he can probably use them to move quickly to the queen. So let's see.
The deepest part of the
Let's see what he does.
Where the corruption is spreading. Destroy the keeper so that the trapped elven spirits
Right, he's using it because I guess he wants to try and find her on the first round, possibly. Currently 1 action left. He's using it again. Okay, he's on 2 actions. Right. Okay, so I might have ignored them and gone looking, but I think he's thinking that if the queen is not in here and he wastes an action on the door, and these could like become a problem later, he's throwing in an area of effect thing. He crits. It's a good choice to get rid of these minions, to be fair, because they can cause invulnerability and stupidity and stuff. Right, so he's hidden now. So this was just pure luck, because if the queen was here, you could just see based on the animations, which is the same place she was on my round. If there would have been an invulnerability giving enemy next to the queen, you would have seen like a golden like woo magic spell being cast, and if that would have happened, he would have wasted a whole round, because for the whole next round the queen would have been invulnerable, but that didn't happen because just randomly there didn't happen to be one there. So now he was lucky, because that's the risk. If you let the queen move once and she's close to one of those, then you have a whole other round at least to worry about with invulnerability. So he was lucky there. So he's going for it here, opening the door. I'm gonna assume he's gonna take one more thing. The queen is there. And probably Curse Dagger. Yeah, because Curse Dagger is the only attack the assassin does not take you out of sneak. And when you're in sneak, you get additional bonus on top of just backstab. So by using Curse Dagger first, he doesn't exit his sneak and he can use blink and still be in sneak. So let's see what he rolls. Crit. Unbelievably lucky. He's rolled a lot of crits and he's... Okay, regular attack, but that's enough. Yeah.
You have slain the keeper, freeing the crystal key from his grasp.
And I think... Yeah, so he's just waiting for the key to go down. That's when his timer stops. And there we go. And I think he's excited. He does a little dance. Does he?
Elven spirits
I thought he
are
does.
released, but your quest does not end here. Many more spirits must be set free before you are ready to face the unfathomable evil.
Is he doing the little
of the
dance?
Elven King himself.
Come on. Come on, baby. Yeah, there we go. Hey. Yeah. So that's the current world record. I've double checked it myself, and when you put it in the editing software and you start it from where he lands on the first door and you stop it, it is 6 minutes 15 seconds, even though the video is longer. But yeah, that's what's to beat. And for a while I was like, I'm not realistically gonna beat it, but I'm still gonna attempt it. Maybe I can get the world record on the PC, and I can still technically say I get a world record in the title, and then I can just make a story about me attempting the world record, but even if I don't get it in the end, but I still have one world record, or whatever. And that might still happen. But the fact that I got such a good time on PC, it makes me pumped. Like, I'm... Like, you can beat it. Of course you can beat it. Sure. I mean, he was not wasting any time, really, anywhere. So he wasn't being slow. But by just being equally fast and being a bit like luckier with RNG, definitely you can beat him. Are you planning a dance break for when you break this? Yes, victory dance, probably. And yeah, I just really want to make that video because I'm excited. Like, I love Demio. I think I could make, for me, an exciting, funny story. So I'm going to. I'm gonna make that. Right now, I'm working on the I accidentally became a professional artist video. And I said it on last stream, but I have a certain time frame, a certain date in mind when I'm planning on finishing the video. But I don't want to say it out loud because A, I don't want to jinx myself, because I feel like I've had a history of when I say something that's quite optimistic, I'm not able to hit it because there's a lot of stuff going on, whatever. And also I don't want to potentially let people down. I don't want to put that pressure on myself. So I have a time frame, which I'm not telling you what it is, but I have a time frame. And I just want to do that. But I've actually been in a little bit of a frustrating period because there's been periods when I've struggled. You know, I've talked about this before, but there's been periods when I've been struggling with pressure on myself, struggling with like sitting down and working on the script. I find the scripts particularly hard because I put a lot of pressure on myself to try and be funny and to write a really good and efficient script and have jokes and stuff. And I find it when I lose my momentum, it's hard for me to, okay, I need to sit down and continue. The animation and editing parts, I love. I don't find anything difficult about that. I mean, I love telling stories, but for whatever reason, I'm not such a fast and efficient writer, and because I put so much pressure on myself, I can get in a negative spiral about that. But once I got done with that, I finished the script, and I started filming and recording and editing. I've just been excited, happy, and it's fast. Like when I sit down and edit, it's fast. The frustrating part now is that I have so much other work right now, which I need to do. Like, I mean, you know, we all have to work. We all need to like pay our bills and stuff. But I also, you know, I'm applying for the citizenship and all that stuff. It's pretty expensive. There's just a lot of, it's just one of those periods where, you know, sometimes it happens where you're just like, you need to take on a lot of stuff to be able to do the stuff that you need to do. It's one of those periods. And it's really frustrating because I'm in such a flow. Whenever I'm able to sit down and work on my video, I'm having so much fun. It's going really well. I'm really happy about the results. It's flowing. But I don't have time to sit for that long or that often. And I find that frustrating, to be honest. I find it quite frustrating. And to be honest, it's something I've struggled with. Like the frustration of like not being able to work on it as much as I would like to. But I'm trying to look at the positive things, which is the direction that I've gone with now, which is to include myself on green screen as a character and not only do cartoons. I still have animated stuff and animated cutoffs and like animated characters. But the my character is just me on a green screen. it saves a lot of time, and I also so far think it's actually funnier than my other videos, because who would have known? It's more emotive. You can express more than just a drawing. But it's a lot faster, and I think it's funnier, and that's made me really excited. And when I'm editing, it's going fast, but I'm just in one of those periods right now where I don't have as much time to do it as I would like. But the good thing is that some of the stuff that are responsibilities that I have right now, some work commitments, they are calming down. They are going to become calmer pretty soon, and I'm looking forward to that. And I'm really enjoying the new style that I'm going for, the new edit. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And yeah, let's see. Would it be? You shouldn't put so much pressure on yourself. You've had so much on your plate. I'm proud of you. Oh, thank you. Like a martial artist, no one necessarily means. It's alright not to mention. Rusty songs. But yeah, but I'm and yeah, for those of you that are patrons, you've seen I've uploaded some behind the scenes. I have made more progress since then, but I feel like I don't necessarily want to share like every part of the video before it's done. I will, once it's done, you patrons will get to see the full video before and comment on the video and stuff. But yeah, it's I feel so excited and also frustrated at the same time, because I feel like I finally found the formula that I know is realistic, that when things calm down a little bit more, it's not such a massive undertaking. Like, it's pretty quick to edit once I get to that part. I just also need to focus on just writing scripts about things I'm excited about. That's why the next video I'm probably going to do about the Demio world record, because whether it's the most clickable thing or not, I'm excited about telling that story, and that will help me write it faster. And I think that's what I need to prioritize, because at the end of the day, I want to tell things that I want to tell stories that I think are funny and that I'm passionate about. And I think it's better doing that than like, and not that I haven't done that so far, but it's like, you know, there's still part of me, and still part, I think anyone trying to make YouTube videos, you're thinking about, is this relevant? Is this clickable? And all that stuff. And you need to think about that stuff. But I think if you overthink about that stuff, you can easily just get stuck and remove all the fun bits in a too early of a stage. You know what I mean? Gotta eat spaghetti with meat sauce. Nice. But yeah, I also have another video that I want to make. Is also, because the Demio one is a bit tricky, right? Because it all depends on once I actually get the world record, and that could take months. So I don't want to put all my eggs. It's not gonna be like, that's my next video and that's the only thing I'm working on till it's done. Like, I have another video that I want to start writing at the same time, and then depending on how quickly I get the world record, if I get it, you know, it depends on which video comes out first. But another video I want to do is just a video of, I don't know the title yet, but I basically just want to make kind of like how the Being Stupid video was like several kind of mini stories of me being stupid. I really enjoyed that format. I found it easier as well to write several short stories rather than one big overarching story. And so I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna do it for like things that like really annoy me, you know, tickles my aggressive brain cells, you know, things that make me angry, things that make me want to commit microaggressions, you know, because there's, and I think, because this, like, for example, I hate, obviously I'm gonna find like the funniest way to say this, but like, I hate British grocery stores and shopping in, well, I don't hate the grocery stores, but I hate when you get to the cash register in the UK and you're about to scan your things and pay for it, because it's so stupidly designed compared to Sweden and what I'm used to from my home country. So let me show you. Do I have Photoshop on this computer? I think so. Let's see. I'm gonna start Photoshop. I'm gonna make a sketch. I'm gonna explain. You're gonna peek into my microaggressions. Yes, it seems I have Photoshop installed. Great. Right, I'm gonna make a sketch. New. Create. Okay. So, if this is, you know, oh, that's white color. Oh, yeah, I'm not showing you. I'm so stupid. Hang on. I'm dumb. Photoshop. Oh, wait, it's shrunk down all the way to there? What the fuck? Huh? Wait, why is it so squeezed? That's not the window, hang on. Huh? That's not the window I'm looking at. What the fuck is going on? Wait, okay, I'm gonna do a screen capture instead, hang on. Display capture. Add existing display capture. There we go. Bear with me, give me a second. Give me a hot didgeridoo. And bottom. Okay, right. So, right, let's see. So here's the cash register, right? I need to make this bigger. So here's the rolly band, right? The black thing. This is from above. So when you put your food on here, you know, it skedaddles this way, right? So, and here's the person that's taking payments. Well, that could have been drawn better. Okay, here's the person. Here's their arms. You know, that's the cashier, right? Let's expand it this way. So you're standing here, right? There's people in line with their stuff, right? So you put your food on here, one thing at a time, slowly but surely, you know. And if you have done a big food shop, it takes a while. So you put all your stuff in there, and the person, you know, starts scanning them. First of all, in the UK, a lot of times what I've noticed, which infuriates me, the conveyor belt, yes. It infuriates me that a lot of times they won't start, even if there's no one in front of you. They will not start scanning the food until you've placed all of it. Then, when you've placed all of the food and you walked up to them and you look them in the eye and you're like, then they're like, my man, and they start scanning your food. So immediately you've wasted an absolute shit ton of time, and it infuriates me. I'm like, why can you not start scanning my food? So that happens, right? Then they scan the food and it all slowly ends up over here, right? And then they scan everything, and then you pay. And then once you've paid, you walk over here, you start packing up your food. And because the UK grocery stores suck ass, they don't have any extra space here. So now the next poor person that's waiting has to just stand here, maybe start putting some stuff on here, but they're not going to start scanning them because I'm occupying all the space here. So, you know, I have to pack all of my stuff, and then the person, once they put all of the stuff on here, starts scanning them. This is stupid and inefficient to me. It takes so long, it takes forever. What the case in Sweden is that the conveyor belt kind of goes shaped like this. And down here, there's like a little metal divider, which they can swap. So basically, once, like when someone's, well, I'm drawing it in a weird way, but there's 2 zones, and basically, when the first person's food had ended up down here, even though they haven't finished packing, they just swap this so that the next person's food end up in the other thing, even though the first person has not removed all their stuff yet, so it's efficient. The second thing they do is that when you start putting your stuff on here, they don't wait for you to put all on your stuff, they start scanning them immediately and just letting them go down here. And because they also have the dividing thing, it doesn't matter if someone else is currently down here packing their stuff, because it just goes into the empty section then. And additionally, even if you haven't scanned all your things yet, let's say you've unloaded all your stuff, the cash register person is still, you know, taking each thing, scanning them. You don't have to wait for them to scan all of them before you pay. You just pay. You register, you blip your card, whatever, and you just hit OK. And then after everything is scanned and the amount is totaled up, that's when the bank takes the money, but you've already approved it. So it's like, whatever, like you don't have to wait for it. You just do it while you wait for them to scan the stuff. And then you walk down here, you start packing, they swap the divider thing, and they immediately start scanning the next person. It's so efficient. And the UK is just like, nah, we're not having any of that. I hate that. And it's just, I don't get it. I don't get why. It's so infuriatingly slow. Let's see, what are people saying? Yeah. Get the chat over here. There's a metric for the job about scanning time in between. If you add one at a time, then there is time between each scan. They are rated that way, yeah. But I feel like, especially in a country like the UK, compared to Sweden that doesn't care that much about their employees, they just want to maximize profit. Especially then, I would feel like, wouldn't you want to maximize the amount of clients that someone can handle? Because with this system, they're not working as quickly as they could be. And I think that's weird. But maybe it's the other way around, where in Sweden, because it's so expensive to hire people, because they're actually paid a fair wage and they have a lot of protection from their unions and whatnot, they need to make sure that it's really efficient because they can't fucking afford to open another cash register. So they need to be extra efficient or something. I don't know what the motivation is, but I don't get it. It bothers me. Once one person is finished paying, the cashier starts scanning your stuff. Yeah, that's how it should be. But here it's like, even if the other person has scanned and packed all the stuff and walked away, they're not always starting to scan your stuff until you've fully unloaded it. Sometimes they do, but not always. And it's just, I'm just like, start scanning. Like, what are you doing? Why are you being an asshole? And it just infuriates me. And part of me is like, do they not know that conveyor belt designs exist with the different dividing systems? Has no one told them? Because if no one's told them, I'm like, maybe I should get some investors, tell them, hey, there's this way that can make you twice as fast. And they're like, holy shit, here's £1 billion. But I don't have the energy to look into that. But I'm just like, I can't fathom that they would choose to not do that when it makes it more efficient and cheaper, time-wise, more customers processed by one staff. Why are they not doing it? I don't get it. Cashiers get very stressed and sometimes criticized about scans per minute. Yeah, I mean, and that I get. It doesn't, like, I'm not bothered. They can scan it slowly. That's fine. But what I think is weird is when they can start scanning it, no one's there, they don't have to go fast, but like, why are they standing still doing nothing? I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. We have that divider thing and self-checkout. A staff overseeing the self-checkout section will go around asking if anyone wants to self-checkout when there's no queue. Yeah, that's good. I use the self-checkout as much as possible so I don't have to wait. And that's the thing as well, where it's like, I know there's a lot of like, toxic work environments where you're timed and scanned. I know, like, maybe workers in McDonald's, like, I've heard it like, oh, they need to take a certain amount of orders, otherwise, like, it's bad and whatnot, and it's stressful, and I get that. But like, I've known people that worked in grocery stores in Sweden And they're not really timed like that. They're not stressed like that. But it's a fluid system, because with the divider and being able to pay before everything's scanned and all that stuff, it doesn't really add to their stress. It just allows them to do kind of 2 customers-ish at the same time. And it's like, it's just better. I don't know. Not slowly. It's not about slow. It is about fast. I obviously can't get this across. Wait, what are you trying to say? What? I don't get. What are you trying to say, Mark? Cashiers get very stressed and sometimes criticized by scans to pay money. Yeah, and I don't blame them for that. I think they should get breaks and stuff like that. But are you saying that like they just sit and wait on purpose because they need a quiet? That's their little rest between every client, or? Yeah, that's also one thing that like I see that a lot in the US, where like they have either the cashier is bagging things for you, or there's a person just doing the bagging at the end of the thing. That's also really weird for me, because I'm like, I don't think the cashier should have to bag your stuff, and I think it's completely pointless to have a dedicated hired person to bag your stuff. But that's why I like the divider thing, because you don't need to panic about bagging your stuff, and they don't need to hurry to bag your stuff, because you can take your sweet time bagging your stuff, because there's another divider for them to scan the other person's stuff. So like, and they don't need to, because I don't think a cashier should have to bag your stuff. I think that's not very nice. I think if they have to wait for you to load your stuff, it slows the scanning time and gets judged for that. Yeah, but then that's what I mean. That's what I'm like, why are they waiting then? That's what I don't get. Why are they waiting? Why don't they start scanning? How much staff gets cut down by self-checkout, but the self-checkout counters are much lesser than the usual cash count. Yeah. Feel like a lot of stores got rid of separate baggers when they introduced more self-checkout lanes. Yeah. I always found that really interesting. It might be very different now, and depending on what area you are in the US, but the one thing that stood out to me a lot when I first visited the US was just how many jobs seems to exist that would not be a job in Sweden, because you can't afford to pay someone to just do that one task, because that's a waste of money. Because obviously the minimum wage in the US is much lower. Like you can get away with paying people a lot less, and like stuff like I would see some people in some grocery stores in the US that would like, they were only bagging groceries, or they're only making sure the flower stand is kept up and nice. And it's just like, in Sweden you would not have a person that's only doing the bagging, because you have to pay them so well, which is a good thing, that you can't just hire a bunch of people to do a bunch of niche positions. Everyone needs to do a little bit of everything, and like systems for that too. And you know, you can argue for and against, but it was just something I noticed in the US, that like everywhere you went, there were so many more people in the store serving you than there would have been in Sweden. And I can only assume because the payment is so much less, they can afford to hire more people, and then I guess they argue the service then gets better, the customer gets happier, and yada yada yada. Personally, I don't like the idea that someone is on like really low minimum wage bagging groceries, you know, but yeah. Because if they start, then they have to wait longer between items. Oh, now I see what you're saying. You're saying that if they start scanning, the timer starts, and if they then have to wait for your stuff to get loaded on, it looks like they're being slow and their statistics are bad, but in reality, they're just waiting for me to put my stuff on. Is that what you mean? Okay, I see. Yeah, okay, that makes sense, actually. I can believe that. Maybe that's why they don't care so much in Sweden, because in general, they don't have those kind of timers on like, they don't stress like that. But yeah, okay, that makes sense. This is so weird, I can't get up to speed on what the rant is properly about. Well, it started with an example of one thing that really annoys me, and I was talking about how slow the grocery store system is in the UK, and then we just started talking about stuff. Our timers ran even without customers. Oh, really? That's unfair. I don't like it. I don't like that. What is the minimum? Getting political, but like, The minimum wage in the US is like, what, $7.25 or something per hour. And if you're in the service industry where there's tips, like in a restaurant, it's like $2.45 or something. And then if you don't get enough tip, yeah, sure, legally the employer has to cover the in-between, so you at least get to $7.25. But I just think the whole tipping culture is stupid. I don't like it. Federal minimum wage and by states, yeah. For peak hours and long queues only, there's 2 staff at the cashier. One does the scanning and payment part, the other does the bagging part, yeah. I just feel like... Yeah, I agree about the tipping. Yeah, because there's this interesting culture, because you have a lot of them, because I've been interested in this. I've been reading on forums, and I've been, you know, people have been asking like, oh, am I an asshole not for tipping? And then you have a lot of people that are like, yeah, like, what? How dare you not tip? Like you're making people not paid well and stuff. You have that side of people. Then you have the side of people that are like, well, the tipping culture shouldn't exist to begin with and whatnot. And I just kind of, I just think, I don't know. I understand that there's an incentive when you get tipped to be friendlier, to give better service and all that. I get that. But I just think it's ridiculous that it's like, it's allowing the employer to lower their pay so much to like, what, $2.44 legally. I'm not saying that everyone does that, but like legally they could do that. And then if the people get a lot of pay, a lot of tips, then they don't have to pay for the in-between. And then they're basically just, the real winner isn't the waiter anyways. The real winner is just the business owner that gets higher profit margins. And I just think it's stupid. It's like, why don't you put pressure on the employer to pay better to begin with, so you don't have to tip them so much? I don't get it. Expected tipping is stupid, but it's okay. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think that people should get paid a good wage, where even if they don't get tipped, they get paid a good wage, everyone's happy. Then if they get tipped because they you know, they're doing exceptional service or whatever, great. Extra money in their pocket, you know? Awesome. But I don't like that, like, so much of the tipping goes to just getting them up to what should have been the minimum wage to begin with. Like, I would rather, like, whatever, like, I would rather they just... I don't like... In the UK, the tipping culture is much less than the US, but it's still much more prevalent than in Sweden. And sometimes you encounter restaurants that have, like, they already add, like, a service charge. Like, it's not an option. Like, it's just on there. And I don't like that, because I'm like, if you're gonna add the service charge, like, as a mandatory thing, I would rather you just make your prices 12 and, like, it's usually like 12.5% when they do it mandatory. I know in the US it's like, oh, a good tip is like 20% or whatever, or minimum or whatever. But like the mandatory tips that are added in the UK on the prices when they're adding them is usually 12.5%. Then you can tip more if you want. But if they're gonna force me to tip 12.5%, just make all the prices 12.5% more expensive. Then I don't like it. I don't like that. It's stupid. Tipping in most cases is a way to subsidize employers not paying fair wage. Exactly, that's what I mean. But there's so many people that defend tipping. They're like, oh, you're such a tight ass, or like, oh, they don't get paid very well, so you need to tip them. Like, or waiters that are angry because they don't get tipped, so they don't get paid well, or whatever. But it's like, you should be angry at the employer, because the person that really, unless you get so much tip that you know, cover your base pay and get so much more extra. I mean, the person you're mainly benefiting is the company. You're subsidizing them. And it's stupid. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's stupid. They will not do that because menu prices will go up and people would not eat there. Yeah, but I don't know though. Like, I get that. I kind of get that, but I also feel like, I don't know, if a restaurant is good enough, you want to go there anyway. Like 12.5% it's not that big of a difference anyways. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's stupid. If you don't have enough faith in your own restaurants and meals or whatever to charge that amount, then don't charge it. Don't like sneakily charge it by like forcing people to pay it. I don't like it. It's dumb. If it was across the board, maybe it could work. Yeah. That's also something that was strange to me. I'm not saying it's dumb, it's just a different system. But something that was strange to me in the US was that since the sales tax varies depending on where in the country you are and all that kind of stuff, the prices in the grocery stores are not the prices you pay. Like, oh, the shoes are $20, but then when you pay, all of a sudden it's like $30 or 25. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's more. And that's also like just, it's not a bad system, it's just different, because in Sweden, because there's a nation, like it's 25% always of sales tax, unless for certain specific wares. So, and that's in the price. So whatever price you see in a store, that is the price, including the sales tax. So if it says that it's 200 crowns, it's 200 crowns when you pay for it. I just think it's annoying, because I'm not used to it, that you in your mind you're like, okay, all right, it's $30, it's $40, okay, $50, I have 55, so that's fine. And then you go and pay, and that's like, no, it's $60 now because of sales tax. I don't like it. I don't like it. Yes, but it's added, it's not part of the price, it's a psychological thing too. Yeah. 25% sales tax, yeah. There's a lot of tax in Sweden that I know freaks a lot of Americans out, but because it's stuff like it's on the price anyways, and also it leads to, in my opinion, it leads to a lot of good stuff, you know, free healthcare that actually works. Well, right now it's kind of in an awkward in-between because they're trying to privatize it, but they're not quite privatizing it or whatever. But it's like you have free university, basically free healthcare, and in general very good public transport, clean, all that kind of stuff. And I think it's worth it. I think you have less of a class divide. You have less. It's harder to become like upper middle class or lower upper class in Sweden, because even if you're, say, a doctor, you know, you don't earn that much more than, you know, someone that's only studied 3 years at university or whatever. Like, if you are highly academic and highly educated, you definitely earn more money in the US compared to Sweden. Everything's more even. I guess that's kind of the hints of socialism, or like capitalism. It's not capitalism, but whatever. But you also have less people that are really struggling, and that's the key point, I think. And so whereas the taxes are high, I just know way less people in Sweden that struggle financially compared to people in the UK that I know. I feel like everyone I know here struggles. It's really hard right now in the UK for a lot of people. And in the US, I know there's a lot of people that struggle. And I don't know. I think it's a shame. I don't like it. Denmark has the same issues with these political parties talking to the youth and such, preaching lower taxes while in reality wanting to privatize everything and go more towards the US. It's stupid, yeah. Where I live, it's 8.25% sales tax. In the state of Delaware, it is 0%, but some things are not taxed. What I felt also was really interesting was that, maybe I'm wrong, but I think when I was in Chicago, I think certain areas of Chicago had more sales tax than other areas. Like a really fancy part of downtown Chicago had more than like certain other neighborhoods. And I guess because it locally was going to the upkeep of that specific area or something. But it's just so complicated. I don't know. If people really want US-like system, then just move. I don't want you ruining my nice place here because you can't live inside where we. Yeah. I personally, I think there's a lot of like, yeah, not to get too political or whatever, but there's a lot of, the thing is, there's a lot of benefits that's come from the capitalism in the US that we in less capitalistic societies also get to enjoy the fruits of. You know, there's a lot of good innovation that happens when the market reigns, you know, and in capitalism and stuff like that, that benefits us as well, like a lot of progress and stuff that would not happen as much if everything was just more socialism. So there are good things and bad things to everything, and it's easy to just sit and say, oh, you know, America is bad or Sweden is better or whatever it is. But there's obviously sides to everything. But I do personally, I love visiting the US. I think there's a lot of, compared to Sweden, I'm mind blown by like how many different businesses there are. It's much more startup friendly in the US. Lower taxes, easier to get started, all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying it's easy to be a business owner, but it's an easier starting point in the US compared to Sweden. It's a lot of taxes. You basically get double taxed when you're self-employed in Sweden. And there's just so many exciting independent companies. There's so many exciting independent restaurants. There's so many exciting things to experience in the US as a visitor, entertainment-wise and experience-wise, that you don't have that variety in Sweden. But then it's also like, if you're not highly educated and if you don't have a high salary and if you're unlucky and you're really sick, then it's really hard because healthcare is super expensive. And it's basically just like, I personally would be very careful about moving to the US because I basically would feel like the US is a great country if you're rich. And if you're not, it can be difficult. That's kind of what it feels like to me. And I personally, it's also because I'm used to Sweden and like more socialistic ways. But like, yeah. Not to get too political, he says, well, in a deep political discussion. I know. Some countries and cities have different rules, like in X country they charge for plastic bags or something. Politics, though, not as chill as you advertise. I'm sorry. Super chill Friday stream. It's socialism versus capitalism. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let's leave the subject. I'm also not going to pretend that because the thing is this, I'm not that interested in politics. I'm not very well studied. I have my opinions based on what I've seen, based on what I've heard, based on what I experienced. But I don't have the facts. I can't sit here and pretend that I've done extensive research and that I can back up what I'm saying with statistics and claims, because I'm not that interested. I just want to be left alone and have a decent life. So it's more emotional arguments rather than like, here's how it is, you know. So I'm not going to pretend that I understand the ins and outs of everything. But yeah, let's leave that for now. I hope I didn't upset anyone. I think we should play a little game. I don't want to do the wheel, like I said. I feel like we've done the wheel a lot. I like the idea of the wheel and the randomness. I'm far from rich, but I do fine. But then again, I'm very handsome and such, so I have it easy. Great. You upset me, Bianca. Sorry. Hey, August is here. August, what's up? You missed... This stream has been not a chill stream so far. It's been angry political rants. August, oh really? Yeah, well, it hasn't only been that, but I've just been kind of talking about tipping culture, not liking it, and minimum wage and not liking it, and socialism and capitalism and not liking it. Let's do a 3-game choice poll. Yeah, let's do a poll instead. I was joking. I get it. And horror movies. Yeah, we talked about horror movies. Beautiful. Horror, groceries, politics. Yes. Beautiful. I am curious though, because it started off with me bringing up the groceries because I was talking about stuff that really annoy me. Like, you know, a pet peeve. Are you finally venting your hate of too narrow sidewalks? Ooh, don't even get me started on that. I hadn't even thought about that. Oh, I don't like that. Too narrow sidewalks. I also don't... I know there's not much that can be done. This is not political. This is just hate speech. But but in the UK, because the country is basically half the size of Sweden. Geographically, it's half the size. But there's like 8 times more people living in the country. So density, you can imagine, there's a lot more people living in a lot less space, basically. So you have a lot more people on that space. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that in different words, but that's the reality. And a result of that is that compared to, say, Sweden, you know, just a random example, there's so little space. Like, I feel like in general, like when you're in a town or in a city, there's so many people living in a fairly small area. Like the city of Brighton, for example, is not geographically that big. It's not that much bigger geographically than, like, I want to say like the commune of Skövde, which is not a particularly big city in Sweden. But there's just so much, it's so dense that there's so way more many people living there. And the result, which is weird for me, is that on the streets in the UK, they're quite narrow, but there's cars parked everywhere on both sides all the time. So even though the street is wide enough for you to drive 2 cars on it, because they're parking fucking everywhere, you can only fit 1 car through most of it. So you have all of these situations where when you're driving, you constantly just have to like wait for whichever car got there first to occupy the 1 lane that you have, and then like take turns. And it's annoying, but it's also, it was hard to, when I started driving in the UK, because everything feels so narrow and squishy that it felt like, oh shit, you know when you start learning to drive and in the beginning you don't have a sense of how large the vehicle is, so you think when you're a fresh driver, you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna bump into the curb or I'm gonna bump into the car, but in reality you're like really far away. You can get way closer, and it takes some time and practice to get a sense of how big the car is, how close you can get to things. I've been driving for like 10 years in Sweden before I moved to the UK, and I had to relearn that, because like it's so much tighter everywhere that I'm like, oh my god, I can't fit through here. And Bianca's like, yes you can, because she's used to it. But it's like, it's rough. It's frustrating to drive, and cars are parked everywhere, both sides of the road. It's just like nightmare. I don't like it. I don't like it. This Netherlands is the same for Swedish people. You feel like everyone is breathing down your neck. Yeah. What are you doing? Well, we did have a nice political rant, but now we've entered space rant. Not space in the skies, but space in geographics, in saying that it's too tight in the UK. Jonas, how many steps do you like between you and others on an escalator, not during rush hour? Oh, probably at least 5 steps, but I wouldn't mind 10 steps between me and a stranger and an escalator. That would be comfortable. I would like that. I really enjoyed the social distancing after COVID. Yeah, that was the good part about COVID, getting a bit more space. And also, people, especially van drivers, drive like maniacs in this country. There's also let me, oh, we're going now. Let me pull up Photoshop. No, that's the wrong drawing. Here we go. Let me. So here's my problem, right? Let's say we have a road, a nice friendly little turn. In Sweden, and it's forest here, say. In Sweden, basically everywhere, they've just made a rule or something out of, they dig out a ditch, they make basically a certain safe space parameter kind of thing until the forest and bushes and whatnot start. And it's pretty big. So you have the forest here, so you have like this ditch or whatever on the side of the road. And it allows you to, first of all, see more. When you come around the corner here with your car, you can see here, right? You can see the other cars coming. Because even though the road might be fairly small, fairly tight, there's extra buffer space before nature, basically, before like wild, uninterrupted trees and bushes impede your visuals. Is that the right word? Impede in this? I don't know. Whatever. And it feels good. I don't know. I like it. Then you go to the UK, and they're like, nah, we can't be bothered to dig up the ditches or whatever. Or maybe it's about like preserving nature, which is fair enough. I don't know. But like the forest and bushes and trees is literally up against the road. So the roads feel, even though technically the road is as wide, probably isn't though. Most roads are still really, really narrow. You can't see. You can only see here, right? So you can't see the car until it's here, if there's another car. And it just feels claustrophobic. And when you're meeting another car, it just feels, you get the little branches, they're scraping on your car, scratching your car. It's tight. I don't like it. It makes me scared and alone. I mean, it doesn't make me alone, but I feel like it. It is the help of driving with a cable consuming car. Oh, wait, hang on. Okay, I'm gonna put that chat there. And another thing in the UK, which is just downright dangerous, is that they have something called I think it's called the national speed limit. What is it? What is it, Bianca? Oh, look at the pic I sent. Hang on. There's a picture. I'm gonna look. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Okay. So August sent me this. Waiting for the bus like a Swede before Corona, during Corona. Yeah, it's exactly the same. Yeah, we were already social distancing. That's literally what it looks like at a Swedish bus stop. Solid bushes along the roadside, no shoulders. Yeah, that's the reality. But also, yeah, so in the UK, I don't remember if it's the exact term, but there's something called something like the national speed limit. And it basically means that there's a certain sign that looks like this. It's white, and then there's a black stripe. And when this sign happens, it means now it's not a specific speed limit, it's back to the national speed limit, which is like 60 or 70 miles an hour, I think, depending on the area, whatever. And the problem is that on a lot of the small forest roads, I guess, I don't know if the roads are private or if they just can't be bothered to put up signs or whatever it is, a lot of them actually aren't marked properly, so they have this, so they technically, you can go 60 miles an hour on these really narrow, and I'm talking like properly narrow roads, where it's like, if you meet another car at the wrong place in that speed, you will collide, like, and most people are sensible and they don't go that fast, but you, every once in a while, you then have people that are like, technically I can go this fast, so I will go this fast. And it's just dangerous and it's scary. Like, people drive like maniacs. I don't like it. And sheep. I'm so jealous. Wait, what are you jealous about? Oh, you're jealous about the spacing, yeah. There's a really funny edit of crazy Chinese bus drivers swerving around narrow roads on a mountain like it's initial, while the passengers scream in terror. Oh my god, that sounds horrible. Oh, but yeah, it's scary. Like, it's scary. Like, there's right. I'm gonna see if I can find it, because I have a specific video of a specific road that I hate. That is very narrow, and technically you can drive 60 miles an hour on it, and it's dangerous. I don't like it. I will show you. Media. Let's see. Come see. I shall find it. Oh, in the meantime, let's go to the big camera. Hey, Smartbot 420, when we're gonna animate the rest of the Shed song. So, I talked about this in the beginning of the stream, but I'm having some problems with my computer right now where every time I use Final Cut, which I edit my videos in, it's so painfully slow that it's almost unworkable, especially the Shed Song project. And I need to do a fresh reinstall of the computer because I must have a bunch of spyware and a bunch of stupidity and whatever on my computer. But it's a big undertaking to completely reinstall the computer and reinstall all my plugins, reinstall all my software, reinstall everything. And I've been very busy with certain projects, and I can't do that right now. Like I don't have time because it's gonna take like 2 days to like straighten all that out. Like, so until I've done that, which I'm hoping to do somewhat soon, I don't want to continue working on it because frankly it's not a good time. Like, it's one click waiting for a spinning thing for 5 seconds, then one click. It's just frustrating. It doesn't make for an entertaining stream, and it doesn't make for an entertaining moment to sit and work on it. And it wasn't like that just a couple of weeks ago. So something's happened. Somewhere along the line I picked up some stupid spyware or something that slowed everything down. I don't know what's going on, but I need to do a fresh reinstall. Was there backup of the project? Yeah, the project is backed up. The project is on Dropbox. It's in the cloud. It's fine. It's backed up. The project is fine. Yeah, I just need to reinstall my computer. No, we don't hate the UK. No, we don't hate it. There's a lot of things to like. There's a lot of things to like in the UK, but there's a lot of things that are difficult. Oof. I love the architecture. I love the history. I love the nature in general. I love the afternoon teas. I love the Sunday roasts and the pub food. Well, I said pub food, but I mean specifically only the Sunday roasts. But Sunday roasts are glorious things. It's very nice. I love going to polo in the park. I love the history. The Commonwealth wants a word. Did I say that I love the history? I mean like the history of the architecture. Like I'm not particularly fond of the like history of wars. But yeah, polo in the park is so much fun. Polo in the park is great. I'm back. I've ate lots of food. That's good. Admiral Nelson, eh? Ooh. I think we should do a little. I think we should do a little game, and I think we should do a little poll. Where's my chat gone? There we go. You still doing politics? No, we're done. We're done with politics. Right, so what else? Okay, I've started a poll. By the way, Jonas, how's the thoughts going with the house in Sweden going? I've been around for a while, so I don't know if you have talked about this already in earlier streams. Yeah, no, we still hope to move there somewhere in the future. By the way, if we ever meet, I think it should be in some place where I can beat you, like a bowling alley. If we ever do some kind of meetup, for sure, we should do some kind of competition where I can beat to smithereens. I'll have you know, I used to compete in bowling, though. I'll also have you know that after puberty, I stopped being able to straighten out my arm, and it ruined my bowling swing. So I was great at bowling when I was 13 years old, and now I'm garbage. Too fit fun. You read that far more diplomatically than I did. Wait, what? I do average 130 points. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so currently GeoGuessr's in the lead. What I did yesterday didn't work that well. Jonah showing up for goals gets beaten with a club. Yeah. Yeah, so Bianca and I, we've been talking about that it would be fun to, like, because Bianca is a PT, right? So it'd be fun to convert like one of the barns to like a studio where she can take clients, or like even in the future build a proper gym. And we were talking about names, and we were like, Fit Barn or Fit Farm, because it's at a farm, would be good. And then I'm like, hang on a minute. Fit, which is not unusual to say in Swedish, like you say, han är verkligen fit, liksom fit gym, fit fitness, whatever. But the word fit, spelled F-I-T, is pronounced fit, which is also F-I-T-T. And if it's F-I-T-T in Swedish, it means cunt. And barn, which means, you know, barn, is the word for child in Sweden. So if you call it fit barn, it's basically cunt child. I was like, maybe that's not the best name for the gym. But otherwise I think it's I don't know how, if Sweden, because in Sweden a lot of brands and stores have English names, and you don't think about it, you just think of it as English. So I don't know if it said like Fit Barn or Fit Farm, if they would just be like, oh, it's Fitness Barn or Fitness Farm, or if they would be like Fit Barn, you know, I don't know. But for that reason, Fit Farm is better than Fit Barn, because at least it's not cunt child, it's just cunt farm. What do you think, Anton, when I say Fit Farm or Fit Barn for a gym? Do you think cunt child? Fit. Snygg choklad. Okay, well, GeoGuessr has won. Let's close the poll. Let me prep that. Anton got so offended he's not even responding. He just turned the stream off. My sister had a funny experience like that. She saw the web address TriStar AB and thought Trist Arab instead of TriStar AB. Yeah, and Trist Arab means like boring Arab. That's funny. Well, we can have Gartic phone afterwards. Right, let's roll up some GeoGuessr. Sad Arab. Right. Party. Invite. So you can scan the QR code, or you can just press the link, which I'm posting in the comment section now. Fit barn means what? So fit is obviously short for fitness, and in Sweden you can say that as well. Like, oh, han är verkligen fit. Liksom. That's not unusual to say fit for fitness. But that's pronounced exactly the same as fit with 2 T's, fit, and that means cunt. And if you say fit barn, as in this is a fitness barn, like a farmhouse where you do fitness, if you do fit barn, but you pronounce it fit barn, it sounds like cunt child in Swedish, which makes it not the best potential name. So because that's what we wanted to call like the studio that we convert, like Fit Barn, because we thought it was a good name. But fit, it would have to be Fit Farm, I think, because Fit Barn is just too risky. But I like the name Fit Barn. It just sounds cursed in Swedish. What do you think, August, as a Swede? Whether it's Fit Farm or Fit Barn, if you saw that, like even if it's Fit Farm, if we remove barn, we just say Fit Farm. Does some part of you think, oh, fit, like fitta, like fit farm, fit farm, or do you think, no, it's fit as in fitness, Fit Farm? Bro explained the name better than a professor explains any lecture. Before I ended up pursuing songwriting, I wanted to be a teacher. I actually like explaining things. It's fun. Yeah. So Jonas, meetup idea, Shed Gang Olympics. That would be hilarious. That would be so fun. I would love to do some kind of meetup event at some point where it's, yeah, Shed Gang Olympics, just arrange a bunch of competitions. It would be so much fun. I just don't know realistically how we could pull it off. Because if it's like in Sweden, then it's like, it's such a random ass country for a lot of people to travel to. If it's in the US, it's good because there's Americans, but then it's a big travel for Europeans, and also US is so big that it's like, where will we even be? If it's in the UK, it's, I don't know, it's like, and there's not that many of us, so it's like, it's a big, it would just be a big commitment and a big expense for people to come and do it. Let the GeoGuessr decide, yeah. Okay, let's go. I'm just changing the rules to 2 minutes because I'm slow AF. Oh, wait, what the fuck? 2 minutes. Yes, UK, because that's where I am. Fittfarmen. Yeah, you can't do it in Swedish. It has to be English. Yay for another UK trip. For Europeans, I think the UK is a better destination than Sweden. But yeah, let's start. America is full of Americans. Yeah, which we don't want. Okay. Speaking of America, no. Okay. Yeah, I forget that on the PC, when I use Google Chrome, it's super slow. Which is cringe. I might need to change my browser. But we're in the middle of a thing now, so that's not gonna happen. I have thoughts and ideas. Well, thanks for the resolution. Thanks for the 2 pixels. Thank you for the pixels. Tra la 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 la. It's hard getting a 25k score with only 2 minutes. How long do you play usually? Like, what's the time limit you go for? That's my guess. I don't know if it's good. We'll see. Oh, it is very good. Damn! The first time in the universe that I placed first on the first round? The fuck? Damn! How long is the delay right now, by the way, guys? Like, from the moment you write, how many seconds does it take until you see your own message on stream? It's not fully roundabout. My golden games are around 15 to 20 minutes per round. Well, I don't want to cramp your style, but I don't think it's as impressive to get that high of a score if you take 50 to 25 minutes per round. Okay, for full game. Okay. And there's 5 rounds, so yeah, yeah. First 3 games. The delay is about 46. Okay. You're impressive, Birdo. I'm sorry. You're impressive. Okay, this gives me a certain vibe. Whoa, hang on. There was something going on. Okay, well. I thought I saw a flag for a moment, but I don't know. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? There was a car there. Where did it go? But I forget the cars move. Right. Ooh, karaoke. What's up? Give us some specific location signs, please. Ooh, hang on. Let me see. Wait, where the fuck was it? It was a billboard or something. Fuck, I should have... Oh, shit. I don't know. I should have stayed in Tokyo. Bullshit. Yeah, I did think immediately looked very Japanese. Ooh, round results. But I'm still in the top, baby. It wasn't Tokyo. Katakana saved me. Yeah, I realized immediately, like, pretty quickly that it was Japan. But, like, I didn't know where. Are you having an ice lolly? What the fuck? I want an ice lolly. What kind of wife are you? Do not give me one. What kind of wife are you? You disgust me. Ooh, here we got some rich people. This is yeah, this is not like a bus for transportation. This is a fucking camper bus. Expensive. This looks like upper middle class American neighborhood suburb to me. Get the fuck out! I'm making food every day, you fool. I know. I'm grateful. The rage. But come on, give me something though. For all I know, it's not even America yet. Like, If it is, it's obviously more southern parts or like Florida or something. It's not. It's a bit like it, but I don't think so. This could be South America, but it's. Hang on. Del Rey. No, I think it's some fucking. It's like California or like Florida or something. I don't know why I'm giving you guys tips. Maybe we should go call it Frisk Farm. That's actually not a bad idea, because Frisk obviously means healthy. That's not a bad idea. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to put something. It looks a bit more humid than California to me, so I'm just gonna go Florida. I don't know. Let's go some kind of suburb or something. Or, California. Orlando. I have no idea. No, it was California. I thought it looked more humid, because California is drier. Nah. Yeah, literally the wrong side of the country. Very upset. Very upset. Okay, total standings. I dropped a lot of positions there. August is... Oh my god, August is only 3 points ahead of me. This is generic USA. Not obvious if you are not speak Swedish. Okay. The bricks are giving me a certain energy. Little tractor. Come on, give me some sauce. Give me something. I haven't been to France that much, but I feel like there's a lot of similarities in some of the architecture here with some of the architecture in the UK. So I wonder if this could indicate that it's somewhere like on the coast closer to the UK as opposed to like over here, but I'm not sure. That it might just look like that anyways. I don't know. Let's go here. Whatever. Just a guess. Probably South France because of that. Ooh, oh, it was Belgium. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that like it could be Belgium as well. Well, I mean, yeah, it was kind of close to the UK though, so. Are you frozen, Anton? Sorry. Oh god. This is not great now. Oh, doggies! Look at them! That's what happened! The dogs are still running like along. I hate when they plonk you in the middle of nowhere. Bro, come on. Oh, I can't even go further? No, I can. It just doesn't let me. Come on. Come on. Thank you. Okay. Right. We're in a bit of a better space. Saida. Okay. Come on. Volvo, okay. I'm not the best at telling Italian and Spanish apart, but I think this is Italian. Okay, well, we're gonna need to put something. Could just be the weather, but I'm gonna go, oh fuck, a bit further north, but at the same time it's probably safe to be a bit closer to Rome, so. But we'll see. Oh. Oh no, was it neither? Was it Portuguese? Hang on, where is this? Curitiba. It's Portuguese, man. Ah, well, that's why I couldn't tell it apart. Of course, I forgot Portuguese is an option. Fuck's sake. Elke wins. August 2nd. Berto 3rd place. Alright, alright. Good game, good game. I saw the Portuguese, but I selected Portugal. Right, let's do a Gartic phone one. Was it Gartic on stream? Or did we say Gartic? Gartic phone or Gartic on stream? Gartic phone, okay. Yeah, let's do Gartic phone. Big Bo, join us. Join us. Join us. Invite. Alright, I posted the link. Sorry you got frozen, Anton. Alright. Bye-bye, August. Let's do one round of this, and then I gotta get going, actually. Right. Come on, guys. Come on, come join. Be saucy. Don't be scared. Which mode should we do? Stop an incomplete roll each turn as part of another is lost. Oh, interesting. Icebreaker. Play with just one sentence. Ask questions and have fun with other stories. Your internet acting up. Sorry. I do think the knockoff mode is pretty funny, but normal one is pretty straightforward as well. Bumblebees in. Hell yeah. Come on, can we get one more? Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, don't be shy. We could try score. Okay. Try your best. You score a hit every time you keep the meaning of sentences and drawings. Okay. Or missing piece. I think missing piece sounds interesting. I've never done that. Yeah, we could try missing piece. Let's try that. So, start with an incomplete drawing. Each turn, one part is added and another is lost. Sounds interesting to me. Okay, I'll give you guys like 20 seconds. So if you want to join, join, and then we're starting. Then we're going. Hope I didn't infect anyone with my yawn. All right, I think we're going. I'm just gonna get my tablet in a... yeah, what is it, Bianca? Just gonna get in a slightly better position. Bianca, what is it? What's up? Let's go. Hey, it's time to draw. What? Yeah, do I draw? Okay, so I guess I just draw an incomplete. What's the hygiene? Oh, fuck off. I just draw an incomplete drawing then. Okay. So, I'm eating something, and someone is very upset or scared or worried about this. That's my drawing. But what am I eating? I don't know. Finish the drawing. So, last night, apparently I woke Bianca up, or I woke her up by laughing. And then when she was like, what are you laughing about? I was like half asleep or something, and I was like, just saying, what's the hygiene rating though? And then laughing and just going back to sleep. Which is not very like me, because I don't really sleep talk or whatever. Okay. You were awake, your eyes were open. Okay. Well, sometimes you can have your eyes open but still be half asleep. I don't know. I was weird. That's what was happening. I was not fully awake. I was in a weird state. You sleep talk quite a bit. Okay, alright. But what's the missing piece though? I don't understand. Some pieces are missing, some are... Okay, so something could have been removed and I don't know. Right? I'm gonna make this the Church of Satan. And fire. I'm not sure exactly how this game mode works yet, but that's what I'm adding. Oh well, maybe I should add something more. Hang on. Maybe I should add... Stop yawning, Jonas. You're gonna have whole chat yawning. I'm sorry. That's it. I woke up at 2 a.m. with migraine. Took a while to go back to sleep again. Been yawning constantly today. Ah, that's rough. That's not very fun. Okay, what's the next drawing gonna be? Okay, so something might have been removed. I don't know. But I'm just gonna take some artistic freedom here. What's something that gives you the poopies? Can I make the hand hold it up? What would give a cat diarrhea? Do not feed the cat milk. Okay, that's what we're doing. Okay, I can't. There we go. Very nice. I'm curious to see what other people have done. Okay. Yeah, something big has been removed here. Okay. Some kind of angel. We need to create something truly angelic then. Um, okay, make them wings again. Cat looks so happy about pooping his brains out. Maybe... some horns. There we go. Boom! Okay, here's some... Ah! Maybe it's like a really buff and really scary bee. Whoa. I'll sting ya. You little bitch. There we go. Perfect. John is getting all my bad pictures. There's no bad pictures, only art. He's trying to prove this. Right, let's see the results. I'm excited for this. Annual. Okay. Right, so I started. Actually, let me move. Hang on. Let me move this over here just so we see better. Terrible drawings ahead. Right, so we started with me. I intended it to be that I'm eating something, but you can't see what it is, but someone, an innocent bystander, is worried. And the next drawing was an apple with a worm in it. Okay. Oh, everything was gone except for the apple. Oh, does it only save what the previous person drew? Interesting. Right, okay, so zoom in on the apple. Oh, that one's empty. Maybe something happened there. Mark the dude. So Bumblebee probably saw the previous one. Okay, so we got an, yeah, worm out of an apple. Wait, hang on. So I'm eating something. It's an apple with a worm in it. Then there's a zoom in of an apple with a worm in it. And then it's colored in. And that's it. I don't know what happened. Okay. Okay, Birdo. Bowling pins in a on a bowling lane. Yeah. Alright. We got the ball coming, and now the everything except for the ball is probably going to be there. Okay, Mark the... I guess Mark got a disconnection or something. So Bumblebee got... Yeah, the bowling ball... Yeah, the bowling ball was gone, and then it was like, ah! And then the bowling ball disappeared, and I did the bee. I'll sting you, you little bitch. So we went from bowling pins on a bowling lane to a guy screaming about being stung by a wasp. That's actually funny. Right, with Simba. Okay, some kind of penguin. And Mark had problems, I guess. Disconnected, whatever. Ah, and then the penguin got wings, and then the penguin disappeared. Yeah. And then it was that. And then... Oh, that's funny. That's funny. And then it's just the guy in front of the green screen. That's actually funny. And you changed the halo into a lamp. That's really good. That's really good. So Mark started with nothing. And Bumblebee did a cat with a hand, right? We've seen this one. The hand gives the cat milk and this diarrhea. And Birdo changed out the cat for an... What is it? An ant? Wait, insulin. Insulin and an ant. What is this? Diabetic ant, okay? And then it's just a smoking ant. They started with nothing and became a cat, and then it became smoking ant. It's not supposed to make sense, I like it. Okay, so here's the house thing. So I got that. So I put it on fire and had someone ride a phallic rocket and Satan church. The shed, no! Yes, saved by Hench Jonas. And then nothing, okay. Yeah, so we got just a house, and then we got a Christian shed with Hench Jonas flexing outside. Because it's not diabetes, but lactose intolerance. That's the issue. Very funny. Clutch Jonas, hell yeah. Oh. Oh, that was fun. Hench Jonas saving the day. Good job, everybody. Very drawing, very cool. Green Screen Devil was good. Everyone did good. Very saucy. Very good. But yeah, oh, hang on. Where is it? There it is. Slightly draw up the volume. Let's go. Fuck yeah. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday. It's been a fun stream. I had a good time. It's been cozy, chill vibes with some angry political rants. But it's all good. It's been good. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next stream. Like I said earlier today, there's been a bit of a... I'm in a bit of a period where I'm in a transitioning period where there's a lot to do right now, but it's easing up. And I have a bit of frustration because I haven't, you know, like I want to work more on my video and stuff. And I also want to come up with more interesting and fun stream ideas, but I just felt like I haven't had the time to sit and plan and design it. Like I really liked what me and August did with like the strip poker thing. Or like I want to come up with more fun, unique streams. And I feel like right now it's just been a bit tight for time. And I might decide to take a break from streaming for a week or two and like come back when it's calmed down and when I feel like I've been able to like gather myself and do some more of the things that I want to do for the streams and be a bit more like prepared. I just feel like, yeah, it's been I think it might be easier to do that. So yeah, I think I just need to get past like this period and focus on my video and then come back with a really, because I have some fun ideas for streams, but I just haven't had time to execute it, which I really want to do properly. But yeah, thank you so much for joining. But yeah, I'll probably take a bit of a stream break for a little bit now. But I'll see you guys next time. Thank you as always for your support. Very cool, very awesome. Don't forget Frisk Olympics. No, never. Never. Alright. See ya another time. Thanks for tuning in. Gotta turn the music up to max. It's mandatory. Let's go. Shoo. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, I need to reinstall my